Hello. You're welcome back to more Pyre. Thanks so much for stopping by. And yeah, where did we leave off? God, also these bots. We left off, we finally let Hedwyn, or we gave Hedwyn his liberation. So now he is back in the Commonwealth, fighting alongside Ruki to start this revolution, while we continue to attempt to free others, to also get everything kicked off. And then also while we were there, or after that event happened, we did happen to have Bertrude to come and join our party full time. So now we are still back up to 6. We are actually back up to 6 stinking members. But one of them, I'm assuming Bertrude does not have. Okay, she gets a lot of XP as soon as she gets in one. as soon as she gets in a single trial. Exiles gain enlightenment twice as quickly while they have inspiration. Huh. Wait, what? No, what? Wait. Okay, exiles gain inspiration. Gain enlightenment twice as quickly when they have inspiration. Is that the case? I'm curious of them saying twice as much inspiration. But also, what is her normal dealio? I don't know, but she's going to need. I've seen the Crones play. I don't think that she's probably going to be the one who's getting in there. So maybe just have her be safe for the time being. Now he's got to sell the Cole's Bracer now that Hedwyn is no longer with us. He's back in the Commonwealth. Man. Let us go. Start another Ring of Trials. You rise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, Rita. Bertrude, I trust your stay has not been not too uncomfortable.
Nay, Sandalwood. Comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here, the lower ground. Let us get on with all of this.
The reader here shall do so once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Here we go. Soaring far above the Sclorian shore, noticed Pamitha gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. Frozen oasis tucked between the chaos of Waking Wood and the sacred Mount Alodia. A place to pause and reflect before I grew it. That damn place down there. I like it least of all, I think, among even everywhere we've been. I'm thankful that there's been no reason to return. Reminds me of my home, is all. The hiring remnants, we all grew accustomed to the thinner air amid the cliffs that breaches the clouds above your Commonwealth. But it was not the nicest place. Little wonder that my sisters settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land there by the nest of Trieste. Anyway, I'm pleased to have spent as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go about our business. Many of them camping out there. Meanwhile, we start flying. Uh-oh. Whoops. Skip the loading trigger. There it is. Whoopsie daisy. I wasn't expecting that. North route across the Yomer Valley passes the remains of the High Titan. Faye expresses an interest in exploring the pools all along this route. or southern route across the Yomir Valleys with barren rock and bone. Jordariel suggests this route looks clear, so you should have time to pursue your vocation. Jordariel's gonna be in the next right, and vocations sound great. So let's do that. Who is to discuss Wolfred? Wolfred is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The road to freedom, written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel how absurd all of this is, my girl. Tell me something, though. I've spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now, so what do you think, worth all the fuss? Wolford wants to know your thoughts on the Book of Rites. You find it fascinating. You've come across more than your fair share of books. Nothing quite like this. You find it tedious, is an archaic volume, dense with lore you are not concerned with at this point. You only skimmed it. You would rarely reserve judgment until you have had more reading time. You cannot say the Book of Rites is meant to be experienced. I'm say fast. Also, hi, Kayla. Thanks for stopping by. Also, hi, Forte. Welcome. And then find the book fascinating. You tell Wolford the book has fascinated you, and that you have never seen anything quite like it. He nods slowly as you describe your experience with it. Had to take care of some messages to family and friends. That's perfectly fair, Kayla. That is perfectly fair to keep people up to date on your status, given that you just found out about it. I share the sentiment. To have in our passion a genuine artifact from a forgotten time. How much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events. Even losing track of days now, you forgot. Oh my gosh, Eric. Gotta start keeping a regular schedule. Otherwise, you're gonna like lose yourself in this weird state of unemployment. Gotta start just setting a rhythm of things. That's like one of the first things I did when I started my long period of unemployment. Is like I set a schedule. Just like, this is when I'm gonna be sleeping. This is when this is basically my quote-unquote work time, where I was working on projects and stuff like that, and then I had free time after in the afternoons and stuff. So I tried to keep it as consistent as possible, so I didn't just get into a weird state of no time. Method for remembering what days it is to switch streams. It's the other thing, I don't have projects. Mayhap find some. If you have anything that intrigues you or piques your interest, you have the time. You have the time, and hopefully something that is not incredibly costly to get into. You can dive in deep if you're so interested. That's exactly that's what I did, basically. I just dove really deep into doing more stream stuff and working on more stream assets. That's when I picked up the piano for a bit, or quite a bit, and I want to get back to it, but now there's like less and less time. And yeah, I just really I just kept it like I was regularly working, except for I was working on personal stuff rather than work and not getting paid for it. But 15 minutes ago, and apparently they announced that like 8:20. Ooh, yep, that's very fair to keep everyone up to speed on that payment. I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. Puts away his copy of the book with care. It is amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas there contained, they remain provocative as well. To think that the Commonwealth disavows the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Although the reason why are in there written plain, How fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interests in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. He turns his attention to other matters and bids you good afternoon. You'll be able to finish Final Fantasy IX now. Yep. You'll be able to do whatever you so please. In ostensibly a work paid sick leave for a while. But yeah, kind of the same, or just I would offer the same sentiment that I did to Airlock, is to just try to keep a schedule. Try to not let, just try to make sure that you're still in a consistent spot and you can swap back into work when things get picked up without having to deal with a whole bunch of reconfiguration and messing around with sleep schedules and the like. Explore Fall Flat. Meet up with Jordario, who suggests you go ranging with her through the Fall Flat. There you are, reader. Let us go. Together you set out to explore the barren wastes around the Black Wagon. You find little to speak of, other than desolation typical of the downside. Nothing of note. Let us return. You and Jordario make your way back to the wagon. Though uneventful, your search helped ease the burden weighing on you, and leaves you with the time to pursue your vocations. Yes! Vocation. Oh, hold on. I actually haven't spoken to Sandra lately. What's up? What's on your mind, Sandra? I thought she told you to be gone. She's pushing you away, as she did before. Perhaps I ought to cease my services to you, if you insist on disrespecting my wishes thus. Would that sound good to you, O reader? Imagine not having access to the loathsome trinkets which I grant to you. Imagine those idiots of yours having to get by without my tutelage. I can imagine it just fine myself. I was once a weapon, used to kill an emperor, attempt to kill him anyway. Now I am once again a tool, being exploited, soon to be discarded. Go on then, leave me be. Go about your business. Let us pretend we do not know full well how this shall end between us. I still am not a fan of your eternal banishment and the fact that you're 827 years into it. I don't want to just have it end with your continued eternal servitude. Oh. That actually warms the place up. Interesting. But let's get this last private study done. That's the last one. We have all the passive boosts we can get. Book seems to push against you. Your sense of its hidden meaning crumbles under layers of contradiction, of missing details, and yet you feel a thorough knowledge of it now. It is more artifact than book. Its power almost solely rests with the reader, who makes time to form a certain meaning from the many passages unwritten. With the glimpse of knowledge you approached, just then called back at you to stop, to go on no further, not to press too forcefully against the outer limits of your understanding. Nevertheless, for what you recognize shall have to be the final time, inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, even now, you cannot tell. Righteousness. Finished study. The book is done. You look up to see the lone minstrel there. You have not noticed him. He looks at you with his strange eyes, a color not unlike the bindings of the book. He smiles at you faintly. I already knew you were very tied to the book and the rites, but I don't... Very much directly so, it seems to be the case. The moment passes, and he turns to go about his business. He leaves you here. You realize you are clutching the book of rites to your chest. You manage to pull away. end up needing to reconfigure everything no matter when I get a job, simply because I will almost certainly not be in the same place. There's not really any work for me for a while. That's also fair. Fair that you're gonna have to reconfigure everything anyway. So I moved here for the specific job you had. Yeah, I believe you have mentioned that before. It stinks that there's not anything immediately. And then I think you also mentioned that the one place that looked promising in the area already, unfortunately, didn't go through with you, which heck sucks. Damn it. Stinks. But we press onward. And I have faith, Era. You are an incredibly smart Huevo. We'll find that heck of a job. To Yomuyo. Your conductor right here. The downside Celestial Monarchs. Let's face against the guy who won't really have much dialogue against us because we don't have Rookie. Slug Market Boy. Hey guys, come on in. Say now, whatever happened to that smiley headwind guy? Did he really get out of here like I'd been hearing, or what? He did. Oh, I can't get that yet. Go. That needs to go. This, because we need to upgrade. An ore burst. I think I'm still fine with just about everything here. And we will just have to bump. This is overkill. I know it's overkill. But is there any other one that I prefer to dump 4 into? No, let's just get this achievement. Starduster. It's farther than usual. The fire. I think we're. Oh, okay. That's actually good. They actually kept it. That's nice. Sweet. They actually lowered it down to so that it only did a +2 instead of wasting extra. That's awesome. Okay. Out of here. That's how you get a repeat customer there, Dad. Give him a D. Downside dining. How to sustain oneself with food and drink in such a place as this? The less said of it, the better. Do not complain, observe. And above all, keep moving. Sources of sustenance avail themselves to those with keener sense. In warmer climates, search the ground at break of day for subterraneans. In colder places, dig for them. Give them purpose. Drinking pools are rare, but moisture in abundance outside of the sandfalls. Some is poisonous. Take only what you need. The downside limits any opportunity for excess, but it provides enough amenities to meet the needs of life. One who withstands it cannot help but feel a sense of gratitude. Hydradaru seemingly deep in thought. Consider whether even to bother. Presence is not unwelcome, reader. Remain a moment, please. She stares at you for some time. Hi. Today marks the beginning of my 16th year in exile. You look back at her and remain silent. You sense that all she wants from you right now is for you to listen. I have kept count, put notches in this breastplate of mine for each passing day. Notice how much it has frayed? 16 years, reader. The orphans whom I fostered would be long since fully grown. Some of them are likely gone. Many of them spoke of how they longed to one day serve with me on the blood border. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder, I were still captain. I have protected them? Would I have made a difference? Think not. The Commonwealth and the Highwing remnants, they have fought it eternally. Those such as I have come and gone throughout the age. I catch myself feeling pity for my years, but then Had I remained there on the blood border, it is unlikely I would have lived to see this day. She looked at you again. Do you know why they cast me down? I was a decorated captain. They said I was the best. She closes her eyes a moment before she continues. One day, it was a standard patrol, but I ran across a pack of harp fledglings, fully armed and preparing for a strike, but all on their own. They were nothing for my regiment. We ensnared them all and took them in. Considerable prize. They were not yet conditioned, but we made to talk. When the order came down that they were to be executed, I could not bring myself. Commonwealth, priding itself on mercy, committing such acts to one such as me, it was unconscionable. So I thought then, at least in my younger years, I'll let the damn birds go. Made no claims to the contrary. Turned myself in. I was cast down the following week, 16 years ago. Thus my enemies had the last laugh in that exchange. If I were faced with the same choice again today, I do not know for certain that I would have chosen just the same. Now then, I shall go and mark this occasion, as I have always done. Be well, reader. She heads out of the wagon, alone. Heck the common. They're basically gonna execute untrained soldiers. And she said no. She disobeyed a direct order to execute enemy combatants of the Highwing remnants. The record states she showed flagrant disrespect for the proper chain of command. She was a seasoned captain serving on the blood border, and she fostered the orphans of her fallen brothers and sisters. One day she captured a flock of fledglings who had flown too close to the Commonwealth. When she was given the order to put them down, she refused, and thus was sentenced to exile. There she survived on her own and gained her horns. Many years later, she encountered Hedwig, whom she last remembered as one of the children she had in her care. So she actually was... She was a full-blown caretaker. She was a full-blown caretaker. Did not strike as much from what I had seen about her motherly or caretakerly. But I suppose being ostensibly alone for 16 years out here in exile would definitely change one's personality. Though the now familiar surroundings of the Spring of Ymir made preparations faster than before, the stars are already aflame by the time you and the others are gathered. The right against the dissidents is commencing soon. Please be ready, son. This knight is absolutely prepared. There can be no question of this fact. We wish them all good fortune in turn, but it also said, together to watch the celestial harmony in calm and silence and await the dissidents. Oh, the headbang. Adversaries each shall have +8 quickness move. You can move much faster. Oh my gosh, this is starting to get absurd. Cunning and more react much quicker. I'm gonna go for 3 here. I'm gonna go for 3 here to try and get the trophy. We'll see how this goes. I don't have faith in this. That's a lot of disadvantages. we're gonna be playing with 1 to counter it by using Jadario, but having them have 30 extra is gonna be difficult to manage.
And it would appear her ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her.
Well, she kind of befriended Fulford.
Your adversaries in this right shall be the dissidents. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
We shall try. Smell that, mate. Looks like we're gonna have to take this one a little serious this time. I forgot that he has like an Australian type of accent, and I can't do it. That's right. Cause they ain't got Greentail clogging up their ranks no more. He's back home now with his dear old mom, where it belongs. I can't do it. Right time, you Nightwing stumped that deadbeat. I can't do an accent. I can't do an accent for it. Like the swaps in Australian, Southern, and Southern U.S. and English. I can't do this accent. Just saying, we're gonna stomp you to the ground. Get ready. I need to come up with something. Hold a moment, Rita. Crone Bertrude slithers forth wearing the raiment of the right. Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you became familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. But Bertrude, please show the reader something of your aptitude.
We expect thou shalt be soon inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog crone Bertrude shows herself in full.
Pounce.
Though I have to wonder what became of her accomplices. Of one accomplice in particular.
Big wave of energy.
You
that
watch
she left
yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
Now then, reading one, know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with thee because of Sandalwood, because of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rites, we shall aid ye in that plan. Thus we are at thy disposal, and await thy bidding.
Noted.
Now
Very well
let us begin.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna bring in Bertrude.
Bertrude.
Who else? Tizo, Jadariel, or Hamatha? Jadariel I would do on in, so that's a hard guarantee. Though quickness. No, I think she's fine with the quickness increase because that's huge on her. Pamitha or Tizo? Tizo's probably going to get rank 4, so it's probably worthwhile to get Tizo in on this. Yeah. Let's get Tizo in on this.
Tizo. It is done.
Prepared as ever.
Been itching for another go. Let's have it, mates. Tear him to shreds.
God, I can't do this accent. I notice it falling apart as soon as I begin to speak.
Commence.
Later. Get in there, Tizo.
Nightwings thus assert themselves.
Oh, dang it.
Careless.
Get in there, Jadario. Oh, that quickness is nice.
The Nightwing's pyre burns brighter
Oh,
now.
okay, wow. Later.
Righteous
Get in there, Tizo. Oh, wow. Jeez. Stop. Jeez. No, really? Jeez, stop. Oh, get dunked. No.
No, you don't.
Get in there. Oh. Hi, Queen. Thanks for stopping by. No.
There goes Tizo.
No. Come on, Tizo. No, I got stuck on the rock.
For the wait there, Rita.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, you fool. Get in there. Oh.
In the name of Solium Mur.
All right, Tizo, come on. You got this. Well, what'd you look at that? Who'll ride him all day tonight, eh, boys? I can't do this accent. We really gotta let him take this one from us, or what?
That foolish barker was a menace to the Commonwealth and is a blight upon the rights.
Oh, later.
And it is done.
Another perfect game because Tizo's a boss.
The Nightwings prevail.
Although that's like the first perfect game I've had since like the first stream. This
Adversaries failed to stop them.
Scribe's chosen. I believe that's
The
because we
ceremony
chose
is
3
complete.
difficulty things. 3 difficulty adders. Blech. What happened back there, mates? I'll have your eyes for this. God, I can't. I can't.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
That's okay, Kayla. That is perfectly fine. To have alert while you're managing all the messages and stuff. That is very understandable. You got stuff to take care of. Utter nonsense, all of this. We have come this far. Fortune alone cannot be the cause. Yeah, we really don't get all that much extra from using the Titan Stars, so they're like not that worth it in all honesty. But Jadao does get adversaries advantage by Jadao take 30% longer than usual to return, which is really good. Yeah. Based on where KMX works, yeah, there's gonna be a closure for a bit. Luckily, getting paid during the closure, but definitely, I'm sure many people having many questions. Rush again right away. Primarily against +4 presence, which increased aura is absurd. Though her presence is already really high. I guess we can have her banish people further. Tizo, my boy.
Understanding deepens in the mind of the young Tizo.
Tizo gives thanks to Hope the Swallow for watching over and protecting. Tizo, who's here? Tizo, who's here? Tizo, who's home? Who's here? Tizo deals an additional 10 when dousing the adversary's pyre. Yep. Tizo just became our most powerful character. Bertrude. Oh, that's right. You actually don't fully use up all the inspiration that's there. Thus does our grasp of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. Now we have to read these. Passions of the Wild Witch. Rights, masteries, enhancing a crone's ability to recover against all odds. One beliefs stout disposition belied her unyielding determination to gain mastery in all things. Bertrude's pyre has less that blank than fire. She deals an additional 5. Okay, so recovery for sure. Wild Witch would claim that for each of her successful sorceries, 10,000 of others fail. When blessed, the charge of time before Bertrude can use her aura blast is greatly reduced. Oh, so you can send out waves very quickly. That's interesting. Loth and Melith was said to always heed her impulses, and it was they that compelled her to delve into the downside. Aura blast arcs at a wide angle, banishing adversaries in a large area. Okay, so instead of being like a 90-degree cone, it'll probably be like 120, which is significant. This day in all the southern bogs, there's no sorceress more feared and renowned. Stubborn Flame. While Bertrude's pyre has less blank than the adversaries, her adversaries deal -10 to her pyre. Whoa. Whoa. That's huge. That's huge considering some some people only do 15 damage. So if we're underneath them, they could potentially be only doing like 5 if they dunk in on us. That's incredibly powerful. That is very, very defensive. We shall find this weakling emperor, and we shall make him burn. He does not harm. Sorcery of the Southern Bogs. Wright's masteries enhancing her crone's ability to press her advantage. Those who withstood Millie's teachings found that they kept prodding at the edges of their understanding. While Bertrude's Pyre has more than the adversary, she does more damage. Heard an old friend's laugh and sent me back in a heckin' time. Dudes. Just one thing to kick off a myriad of memories. Many sought out molten belief in hopes that she would either give them blessings or else curse their enemies. While slithering, Bertrude uses 50% less stamina and moves plus 30% more quickly. That's huge. Melith worked quickly, tirelessly, crafting talismans and arcane... burpee. And arcane artifacts for spreading panic in the Empire. Vital pounce. After Bertrude pounces at an adversary, she instantly recovers all her stamina. Whoa. And defensively. Sounds exactly the same. Such an odd thing. She never would disclose her age, though some surmised that she had lived for half a millennium or more. Once right after saluting her adversaries, Bertrude turns them into fast-moving howlers. Just trying to salute her right. Gone from here, lest I reduce thee to thy primal form. I don't know. I kind of like the defensive option. As much as like these two are super powerful, I don't know. I'm just like not really a fan of the saluting thing, just because I feel I'll immediately forget it and not really use it to its greatest advantage. So yeah, let's yeah, let's go for defensive.
The secrets of the Wild Witch revealed.
Okay.
Until the next rite.
Sea of Souls stands between the downside's two main land masses and is home to exiled worm knights of the Sea Dominion. So I think we got 2 more rites before we get to another liberation rite. And I at the very least want to do that much today. After defeating the dissidents with ease, we return to the wagon to find Wolfred and the lone minstrel in the midst of conversation. Most strange that this one should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Nor I, Wolfred, sir. Then Wolfred notices you there. Reader, Tariq and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky, is all. It appears that the star of Kaelmer Roadcaller is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. The first exiles came to these lands not by force, but by heeding the Roadcaller's deceptions. The traitor's former aide of the Empire, his actions inadvertently led the 8 scribes to find each other. Anyway, go see for yourself. She'll make the wagon ready in the meantime. You see only a single shining star illuminated far above. It is just as Wolfred indicated. Regard the illuminating star. Discern where it leads. Or you can say hi to me. Up, 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 up. Hi. 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 Up. What's up, puppy? Hi. Hi. Oh, say what's that? Go, puppy. Just up and about because the roommate's got him. So they are active now. Riri's a pet. She does tend to harm the credit economy. The rogue star burns bright over an isolated little island in the Sea of Soltis. Tamitha's already on her way. I don't recall ever going to that one. Then we are summoned to the Isle of Kaelmer. deep within the deathless tempest. That would explain why we hadn't been there. According to the stars next right, so commence you. The traitor Kilmer Rope Collar fled to this strange isle and met a fitting end. Have you been there before, Terry? So long ago. I scarce recall the time. Only the scent. It is the place from whence the creatures native to this land sprang forth. Reader, let's not concern ourselves with the superstitions held about that place. We'll set forth at dawn and soon see ourselves what to make of it. 3 new pages and a talk with Bert. The Songris. Know you the sacred Mount Alodiel, the highest peak within the lowest land? Then know that there is no mere mountain, but the fractured bonework of the world titan himself, the Archbeast Sungris. This one's bog-dwelling companion, Melith, is too mild in her account of our ascent. 'Twas not a pleasant mountain hike, but a pitched battle, spanning 17 full moons. Finally, the 8 of us, we climbed atop the brow of old Sungris, merged our strength and struck the mortal blow, such that the Archbeast shattered finally to pieces. 'Tis no mere myth that from the Archbeast's eye the shimmer pool, the sole means of freedom from this land. That's fascinating. Limbless Arizek. If this one is to be honest, he nary expected his high-minded friend Lusclorian ever to raise arms. Yet, 'twas Sklorian alone who toppled the Root Titan, which befouled the serenity of Waking Wood. Sklorian he brought to bear the might of his entire family of willful saps, contained within his ancient gnarled staff. Soon did the poisoned soil of limbless Arizek begin to dissipate. The Root Titan cried out a deafening last cry and withered to a speck. Arizek yet lives, a husk, a single foul seed, still rotting where once something mighty stood. Sklorian in his mercy deigned that the surrounding woods ought to grow bold and strong by casting off the influence of Arizek, not by forgetting. The dissidents. I, myself, Hau, did form the dissidents under this simple tenet. Those who do not belong. Bookworm. The other scribes, some of them showed, at first, reluctance to allow an imp, and one accursed, to designate one of the 9 triumvirates. But Mur the Horned One, stubborn as he was, stood by my side. In time they came to understand, for I remained as ever at their side, a living bit of proof of their absurdity. The dissidents are an extension of my oddity, those who do not adhere. They are not to be discarded, underestimated, or dismissed. They are as necessary as are those against whom they rebel. Hi, Bertrude. You're unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling, and yet there she is, doing just that. You soon see why. You have observed before how her manner seems to soften to the degree it can whenever Volford is around. If only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude? It appears they're reminiscing about old times in the Commonwealth.
Flame-resistant inks, sandalwood. 'Twas the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burnt to ash.
Flame-resistant inks? Of course. The good officers who came to visit, they were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not stop to think the evidence was fireproof.
Alas, that they never found a way to burn thy stamping press, regardless. Thy written words, they moved us many times, and many others whom we knew there in the southern bogs.
No matter, dear Bertrude. What's done is done. At last we made it difficult for them, is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas.
Perhaps.
My words would not have reached nearly half as many were it not for you. Not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I am ever thankful for your sacrifice.
Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood.
Well, you shall have to take them from me, anyhow. Thank you, Bertrude, for helping to fulfill modest author's dreams. What good's stamping press without good inks?
No good at all.
They exchanged a laugh at this, then,
even still, and through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us, is that not so?
Bertrude.
Nay, we understand full well. Thou Thou needst not further explain thyself. There are different kinds of love, Bertrude. On that account, thou hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood. They each remain silent for a time. Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Busted things they are, they act well, their own. He puts away his pipe. I am blessed to have you in my life, back in the Commonwealth, and here as well. I mean that. Although, I know that is not enough. First, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then... Nay, Sandalwood, it is enough. It is enough. She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Wolford turns away, as well, politely bidding you good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They seem to draw certain strength from one another. No. They're supportive of one another. It's adorable. Oh, hold on. There was new fruit. Don't. Sandra, you got anything else? Sure don't. You'll love to see it. Your journey. Now we're to a brand new area, though. Also, I don't think anyone had shown up yet by the time I was when I just started. But like I accidentally like skipped past the loading plane and like got out of the map for a second. You're right, although you're realizing hey, you could better take care of myself. I haven't gone outside in 2 full days and have not done some chores and stuff that needs doing. At least I'm eating, though, probably less often than I should. Need to make dinner. It's just been under 24 hours since I ate anything, and by the time I do dishes and actually do it, it'll probably be over 24 hours. I'll be lurking for a long while. Hopefully I don't miss the end of stream. Have fun. Have a good lurker act. Yes, please. Take care of yourself. That goes alongside trying to keep a form of consistency, but yes, please take care of yourself. It is very important, very, very important to keep your health up. Keep yourself good, healthy, and active to get heckin' out there and proceed and land that next heckin' job. Oh yeah, have a good look. Have a good din. Bertrude slithers up to you as the Black Wagon passes through the skies above her former abode. Our kind who lurk below. They would scarce believe we soar above them now. We told them, when Sandalwood came to fetch us, that we shall not return for some time. Oh, gosh dang. Our most accomplished laborers, with whom we shared so many moons in exile, we trust that they shall carry forth the reputation of our services. For we taught them all we know. She seems almost nostalgic as she lists off the various services provided at Big Bertrude's. I'm sorry, I'm so burpy. Gosh. Ugh. Curses, bombs, potions, powders, cleaning reagents, sleep medicine, fungicides, seances. Big Bertrude's earned quite a name for itself. Through the downside. For these and other names. When we are finished here, provided we do not return from whence we came, we shall return to our establishment and carry on our business there. For there is such demand. So I second what Queen said. We are here should you need some. I had some chimkin tacos, and they were very good, but they are making me weirdly burp. Wolford joins you as you soar high above the storm-ravaged waters on approach to the infamous Isle of Kale. Among its cursed qualities, it seems this wretched storm means I cannot rightfully speak. One of the downsides, small misfortunes, I suppose. The Waken's tribesmen seemed not to mind, at least. In fact, they seem more animated now, even than usual, sire. Ravenous creatures indigenous to the downside, possessing a few passions other than a past meeting. You in the Commonwealth believe these beasts are real. Those stories are just. She said she ate ribs and Cajun rice. Whoa.
sounds like a heckin' good meal there. Cool. Sounds like a really good meal. Perhaps they feel some sort of connection to this place. Tariq, do you suppose the essence were able to make it here intact? They ought to have seen it in the stars, though we soon shall know for certain. That we shall. Take us in, please. We'll get there. Sharp shoal and icy floe near the Isle of Kaelmar, sturdy enough for landing. Bertrude believes she can find alchemical reagents she requires along this route. That's interesting. The Barb Reef. An old exposed reef off the coast of the Isle of Kaelmar. Jodario spots a convenient location here where you should all be able to pursue verifications. I think I'm going to go with Bertrude on this one. You make landing within the Deathless Tempest, far west of where you first breached through to the shores beyond. Wonder which sort of celestial landmark lies hidden amid these waters, but for now, you have some time left before continuing onward. Oh, we got a new book, we got a thing up right there. And we also can see you're checking on Sandra. Deathless Tempest. We waited for the Deathless Tempest to subside. We waited, but the Underking merely laughed and laughed. The Deathless Tempest does not subside. What lies beneath that stretch of sea to cause such an upheaval is best left to myth and speculation. We made passage nonetheless, through Sorcerer's aid and fortune, scarce seeing the surrounding environment. We did detect a landform to the west. Solimer detected there the presence of the treacherous aide who lured him into exile, and then followed him in turn. Mur, in his wisdom, thought it best to be avoided. At last did we arrive on distant lands, though seeing them provided little comfort. What is this? Tiny tempest, entertaining, but would unleash calamity if ever were to be bottled. Oh. Dang it, Sandra. I just want to make up. They just want to make up, Sandra. I'm sorry. Search for Reed. The Bogwitch Big Bertrude knows much of things growing unseen throughout the land, including things residing within the tumultuous waters of Sharp Shoal.
We made note of thy willing assistance. Come along then, reading.
Why she requests your company in such excursions, only she could say that she does no such thing. She instead directs you to collect the foul ingredients she seeks. The reagents seem to disappear into her robes. You return in silence. Later you note a new talisman has appeared among the group's possessions, bearing Bertrude's unmistakable mark, Dying Flame. It was crafted with care. While the bear's Pyre has less than the adversary's bear, deals bonus +4. That's not that great. At rate 10, that's not that incredible of an increase. But it is an increase nonetheless. Gosh dang it. There's too many things, people to talk to. Hi, Bertrude. Approach Bertrude just as she is finished polishing the various bottles, flasks, and vials that your fellow exiles have collected during your travels through the downside.
The evidence of thy travails, how brazenly you put them on display. Ye tempt these lands to swallow me.
She lets out a long breath.
Nonetheless, these trinkets stir up memories, our memories, not merely of these lands, but of the country whence we came. Now reading one, that we are here because of Sandal. We met him long ago within the southern bogs. He offered many courtesies, and in exchange we found agreeable. We sought then certain reagents necessary to our studies of the heavens and the earth. He knew where to procure them. In exchange, we were to boil for him our finest inks. A certain recipe, notorious, its secret. Its stain could never be removed. Oh, but the Commonwealth misliked it. 'Twas then we first began collecting samples of the regions of the downside, for Sandalwood was ever true to his word. Long had we studied this accursed place, Black Basin, the chaos of the Deathless Tempest, the richness of the bogs of the Flagging Heads, and so far away, yet called to us.
Also, hi, man. Thanks for stopping by.
If Molten Relief was able to traverse the downside in its entirety an age ago, then sure it was not beyond reckoning that we could do the same. Furthermore,
But she hesitates.
it matters not reading. Thou hast indulged our tales long enough for now.
She slithers away without further explanation. She seems reluctant to discuss circumstances of her past with Wolf, yet you sense that she is here by choice. Gertrude Foster. Crone, an alchemist. Have a good destined, Queen. Conspiracy. She was accomplice to an illegal stamping press operation providing inks and other materials. Insurrection, the record states she demonstrated willful disregard of Commonwealth doctrine. 21 years she has been out here. If you needed someone cursed or guarantees of fortune on a big day, or to consort with elder patrons such as Opham Unburied, he died repenting and did not linger in his grave for very long at all. Oh, well. Or Marsus Needle Eyes, it was widely held that nothing between the heavens is beneath his notice. You would go see Big Gertrude. She was one of the most infamous alchemists of her day, and plied her trade right under the Commonwealth's nose without regard. Ironically, it was a modest-sounding request for printing inks that ultimately got her into trouble, resulting in her exile. In the downside, her reputation preceded her, and she resumed her practice. Didn't really seem to affect her much. Nope, I need to check on Sandra whenever I can. Dang it! Dang it, Sandra. I just want to make amends. To the Isle of Kiln. We're to conduct the rites here soon against Tamitha and the Essence. Here, in the steady currents of deathless tempest, you encounter a messenger come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. News this time pertains to Hedwyn, whom you liberated at the fall of Sol. We learn Hedwyn returned safely to the Commonwealth, where he was clothed and welcomed. His past transgressions all forgiven. He was to be groomed for a leadership position of his choice, whether on the council or the Blood Border, each equally as lucrative and secretive as well. However, he refused, and before the stunned council members could do anything about it, he left. He since made contact with Wolford's agents and is working together with them, thus the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. Per the messenger in custom, the last part of the message was transcribed from Hedwyn, word for word. It says, "Keep going. I'll see you here." We thank the messenger for relaying this information. Soon, your companions are all above.
May that boy's spirit infect the lot of ye, as would a plague.
A glorious example Hedwyn sets for all of us. Wonder if he'll ever find the one he fell for. I always thought Hedwyn was looking for someone out there back home. Do you think he found her?
He did it.
Yeah. I still want to actually send Tamitha back to help Hedwyn find his lost love. She's was happy to hear Hedwyn is well back in the Commonwealth. The news of Hedwyn's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. Pagans gain +1 hope. Nice. Wish Hedwyn well. Hep. Yep. Torp. The wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Camel. Bizarre outcroppings give it a forbidding feel. In the distance, you hear odd gibbering noises that sound like drive-ins. What do you got at the Slug Market? Oh, guys, how'd you find me all the way out here? I mean, this is for extra special customers. I'm only joking. Only joking. You're the only customers I got. Got you again. Only joke about that, too. Because I got tons of customers. It's just that they already bought a lot of stuff today, so they're not here, okay? Anyway, I just got a little something here which maybe you'll be into. Been hearing about these little numbers for a while. Check them out. He reveals to you a set of twin wings, the jewel band and the rune band. Grants the bearer +2 presence, 2 hope, or 2 quickness and 2 hope. The set of around briefly gain infinite stamina if an ally has the runed band. They both do the same, and if you pair them, then they get, at the start of a round, they briefly gain infinite stamina. That's very powerful.
Thinking these stingers are supposed to be for a couple of lovebirds. You know what I mean? But anyway, could probably use them, provided they was to buy them off. Duh, I was gonna get them for myself, but anyways, let me know if you want them.
Oh, they're expensive. It's tempting, but they're very expensive. I don't exactly have a lot of money. I could sell this lunar glass. I don't think I'm actually going to do this because now that it's maxed out, it just doesn't really have a whole lot of value, to be perfectly honest. 20% faster than usual while carrying the orb, which is really nice, but like just our quickness increases better than that. Yeah, let's do that. Buy the paired rings. Money increase. Fair try. I actually don't like this one. Because the enemies can also pick up that moon drop. Vanishing adversary, the bear gains +1. Up to this many times per right. 11. So we can make money off that. Being banished by an adversary, the bear has a chance to return immediately. I don't think I'm going to use anything that's that defensive. Let's get these pair rings. Because they're just very powerful. Although they're intended for like plain looking enchanted ring never found far from its more attractive counterpart. Humble looking counterpart. Although I don't think I really have a pair of people to give them to unless eventually I use it for like Bertrude and Volfred, if Volfred ends up becoming playable at some point. Tell all your friends about us because I already told you mine. I already told mine. Some new pages. Downside diseases. Ailments in the downside often give no warning when they strike. Those who keep moving and make no attempt to settle reduce their risks. The afflictions come in multiple varieties. In the bogs of flagging hands, a pallor tends to sink into the skin and then into the mind. The nauseating sea of solace north of there is difficult for some to tolerate. Very hot or very cold environs bring their own specific side effects. My coat is not as lustrous now. My fangs are long. Like all aspects of the downside, all these ailments share a purpose, to test your body, mind, and spirit. They only appear to harm. Accept them, surpass them, move on. It's not really how diseases typically are dealt with, but it's fine. The House of Kilmer. The traitor Kilmer Ropecollar. Where has he brought about our empire's fall? Whereas he nearly claimed the life of our dear Solium, we forgive him. We have forgiven him. We give a certain thanks to him, for he has played a vital part in the star's plan. If not for him, then we, the Eight, would never have aligned. We never found the Ropecollar. We fled into the sea, towards an isle, which we knew well to avoid. 'Twas there we think that Kilmer's tattered mantle finally did him in, among the wild imps. Should the stars ever converge above that isle, it shall be to signify that their long dance across the sky is drawing to a close. We haven't done too much today. Since the end of last stream, we just did one right. We learned of Bertrude and Volfred having a sordid path. Mayhaps lovers, and mayhaps still loving of each other. Hedwin gave us a nice little note. Gave us a note from the Commonwealth. And now we're at a brand new location for a rite that's supposed to signify that things are actually winding down. At the resting place of the dubious traitor that kicked off this entire sordid ordeal with the Commonwealth by sending the Emperor, or luring the Emperor into the downside. No. Pamitha finds you as everyone is preparing for the coming rite against the Essence. Despite this meaning yet another confrontation with her blood sister, she seems very calm. I know what you're doing. You're thinking, Vidardar. So let me assuage any misgivings you might have. It'll be strictly business between me and Tamitha this time. Believe me. I know there's nothing I can do for her. I am nothing to her, but I can still be of use to all of you. I got Tamitha in here as I was tired of our kind throwing themselves against Commonwealth lances. Maybe this plan of ours might finally ensure an end to it. Wolfred's ambitious plan is down 42% chance of happening. She flies off to join the others just as night begins to fall and usher in the stars. Oh, now 6. Each shall have +8 presence, raising the size of their auras. Oh. Do I go bold? +9% enlightenment. Oh, I'm already on it because I have these 3 active. There is a trophy for doing 6. Oh, this is gonna be hard.
Islak Astralborn. Lord Galloth.
25% increase. This is gonna be hard. They're smarter. They have much more significant advantages. They're also gonna respawn very quickly. We're gonna have to like really utilize a bunch of cheaper and or trickier tactics.
A glorious eve to you as ever, O you exiles of the Nightwings.
I might have to bring in Jadariel for defense.
Dragged you all the way into the blasphemous Isle of Kael'na. Here you are to be surrounded by even more gibbering nitwits than usual. Your adversaries in the coming rite shall be the Essence. Whose ever pyre yet burns ere the break of dawn.
They have a formal field here.
On the path to glory. Now
Once more,
yourselves.
does this Commonwealth fill the Doggon any already inauspicious night? Tamitha remains steady alongside your fellow exiles and shows no response to being in the presence of her blood sister once again. Tamitha looks right at her the entire time she speaks, but never once acknowledges her directly. But there's no more need for any talk between our kind. We are forever at cross purposes. No further proof is needed than these circumstances under which we meet. Tamitha does not acknowledge her. You sense only that she is focused on the rite, set to commence at any moment. Oh my god, they have so much.
Who shall conduct the rite?
Gertrude still has a lot to catch up on. It would Pamitha for sure. She's gonna be our main. Faye should probably be useful, though. I don't trust Sir Gilman to be in this one. I'm probably gonna do Bertrude for defensive purposes. Have Faye for offense? No. Yeah, maybe I could have Faye for offense. Jadariel can be defense. Or Bertrude can be defense. Bertrude can be defense. With her large waves and slithering. Okay, yeah, let's try for that. Get Faye in there. Faye's gonna have to get in and get some score some points for us. Bertrude's gonna play defense.
Bertrude, it is done.
We await the ancient rites commencement. Come forth, you Commonwealth scum. Sisters, show them no quarter. Sorry, difficult for me to keep track of them all. Yep, they move. As the rite commences, the imps throughout the cavernous area roar with excitement. Our struggles and our plan. Mere entertainment to these lonesome creatures. Begging your pardon, sir. The imps of the Isle are quite passionate about the rites. Just now, they offered a bounty of soul in our triumvirate. If our triumvirate proves worthy, they would pay us. In exchange for what exactly? Where did they get the soul for that matter? My understanding is they wish to see us perform various feats of glory, As for the source of their wealth, who can say how much soul lies lost within the sea? Flashy displays of mastery in the rites, which certain types of things are willing to pay to see. Reader, it may seem beneath you, but the opportunity is real. Let the soul be of benefit. Indeed. Then, reader Micro, it is yours to decide if entertaining these sad creatures is a justifiable distraction between these affairs. We trust your judgment. Now, let us not distract you further. Salute the imps.
Now begin.
No!
Orbs unclaimed again.
Gosh dang it. Ah, dang it.
Orb has left your clutches.
No! No! Damn it! That's bad.
Oh,
This is gonna be difficult. No! No! What? Oh, they're so fast. Get in there. No, what? Get in there. Now we have to somehow do this with only two. No. No, gosh dang it. All right, take care, Queen. Thanks for hanging out. No.
banished all of them.
No, get that one.
Spectacularly done.
I think I'm actually gonna fail this one. No, really? What? No, how? I fucking grabbed it.
Yes.
No, really? Get in. What? How did they? No.
From this place.
Get in there.
Has doused the flame.
No. No, what?
A shameful outcome.
How? Oh, no.
Beyond all reason, the flames yet burn.
Get in there.
Her wings have served her true.
Gonna have to try and do this. No, I thought I jumped. Get in there. No, what? How? Come on.
The essence prevails.
Fucking jumped at her.
The scribes would not have had it otherwise.
That's what I get for trying
Perhaps your fortune
6
shall be
rights
better
or
next
6
time.
difficulty modifiers. That's what I get for adding difficulty to a thing with... I don't know how some of that stuff didn't work, though. Could have sworn I jumped at her when she was flying over, which is what's supposed to make her drop the ball. Ay, ay. Apparently, I need to actually learn the game properly in order to do this at higher difficulty. You and the Nightwings may have experienced your first defeat. This is not the end. Rather, this is an opportunity for you and your fellow exiles to press onward. Pamitha, for example, learned a valuable lesson this night. A rush of enlightenment gained from surviving a tough situation, awarded only this one time. Through failure do we tend to learn the most valuable lessons, provided we survive the book of all. So too has faith, not in spite of this setback with the essence, but because of it. And Bertrude is no exception. She has gained more insight here as well. Heck, your fellow exiles all shall gain enlightenment, and learn and grow from what transpired. Your story shall continue. Your choice of whether to accept such outcomes now and all throughout your quest is to be yours alone. Sketcher, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome. Hope you're having a good stream. Dregs of Commonwealth, your pyre is ash, and your time is past. Well, that could have gone better. Scribes, they test our faith. They test our faith. Hello. Thanks for stopping by. I still didn't get it. I feel so overwhelmed. I think because the scribes, I think they speak to me and lift me up. I begin to think I'm going to fall. If they is banished while jumping, she shall instantly return at the origin of her jump. While sprinting, she slows down adversaries. I'll do that, but this final one is too powerful to give up. They weirdly get like a lot more XP for failing, to be honest. The strange designs of the 8 scribes, their everlasting sorceries are strong within this land. We shall yet make further use of them, we think. Chat wasn't connecting well off. Oh, that stings. Hopefully it wasn't terrible. I'm doing well. We're just having some story time and playing some mystical basketball. Basically what we're doing. But yeah, it's I'm really enjoying this game and getting used to shorter streams and stuff. It's all good, Sketch. It's all good. Wider angle. No, let's have it recharge faster. Now we know, though, that 6 modifiers is difficult to deal with. Your campaign progress saves automatically whenever that symbol appears. Got it. That was our first loss that we ever had. After you and your fellow exiles ceded victory to the essence, you find the lone minstrel tending to one of your own. Pamitha seems to be unwell, although you cannot yet sense why. How are you feeling, Meta? I can't hardly move my wings at all right now. It's like I'm terribly exhausted all of a sudden. I see. Then please do not exert yourself, or try. The lone minstrel motions for you to come closer. Reader, Pamitha appeared rather disorientated and more fatigued than usual. Reported feeling not entirely present. Symptoms of banishment sickness. Hi, Mark. Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing well. Still enjoying the game, though we just suffered our first loss because I wasn't playing with a comp I was familiar with, and I tried having 6 difficulty modifiers on at the same time. Ailment suffered by those who frequently conduct the rites, debilitating but fleeting. Sense of loss and isolation during banishment sometimes extends beyond that time. She should soon be able to take part in light activities, I think, when under no circumstances she'll be able to conduct the coming rite. Now then, I ought not to keep you from the stars above. Please go and have a look at them, for all of us. I thank our ancients to depart this place. So that's another downside of failing. Stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. You gaze into the darkness for me. College is closed for 2 weeks because of the virus. That's becoming all the more common. Take care out there. Be safe. And do your best to keep things progressing in the downtime. Triesta, Oris, and Millie. Who's our highest? Essence is back up top again. Gosh dang. Didn't want to have to fight the Essence again. Oh, they're back up and running. Oh boy. I wanted to fight the Fate. The Dissidents are probably what I have to do. I mean, I can maybe take down the Pyre Hearts. Maybe no. Let's try to face the Fate. If they're wait, no, they weren't available, were they? They were. Yeah, we can do that. And we can try for the 6 modifiers again. Your next adversaries are to be the Fate, headed by Delbert Oldhart and his son. They show unyielding respect to a tradition which shows them no such love. He then shares with you what details he attained of your next adversaries. Delbert Oldhart, an adversary who showed you respect and even generosity. Despite his advanced age, he also made for a formidable opponent, he and his son. The so-called Almer the Helpless, ever present at his father's side, he was abandoned as an infant before Delbert found him and raised him as his own. Delbert taught his son everything he knew of his cultural heritage as a descendant of one of the Alpha Chiefs, thought to be descended from Ymir Many himself. However, his more vocal attempts to preserve old Kerr traditions in the Commonwealth often fell on deaf ears, or even roused the anger of officials. One day he insisted on celebrating Fang Song against the wishes of his family. His family's caution was well founded in this case, and he was taken to custody. An old Kerr holiday in which a single pack of Kerrs vanquished an entire Imperial brigade. It's quite the holiday. And Ymir's jaws and Ymir's many manes ran red that day. As for Almer, as his father was led away, he put up enough of a fight to where he wound up sharing his father's cell, and soon enough his sentence. In the downside, their faith brought them in contact with a pack of supernatural Kerrs residing in the Ymir Valley. In time, they became acquainted with the rites, and helped to revitalize the long-struggling triumph known as the Faith. They have since struggled on, at times flirting with freedom, though seldom getting within striking distance. Yet, they still long to find a way to return to their ancestral home and family. Should they succeed in all of this, only one of them would be returned. They must know that by now. Either way, you shall see them again soon. Please rest yourself for now, while dark of night remains. You bid the lone minstrel good evening. It is too late to take flight, so you make plans to rise at dawn. Your travels. Oh, what's up, Tizo? Find Tizo there in the black wagon, looking rather more resplendent. When you attempt to reach out to him, he barely acknowledges you. Tizo, no! Krehum. Tizo indicates that he wishes to be left alone right now. You almost run into Faye as you turn to leave. Oh, I'm sorry, miss. I just wanted to check on little Tizo here. I think maybe he's taken ill or something. In further inspection, it occurs to you that Faye perhaps is not off the mark, and that Tizo is unwell for some reason. Come on, Tizo, you're going to be all right. You might be the smallest one of us, but I think you're the toughest. Though Miss Jadario, I think she's very tough as well. He appreciates the kind words, but still wishes to be left alone at this time. Oh, don't be silly, Tizo. You know I won't be doing that, don't you? Faye turns to you for a moment, lowering her voice. Miss, I think Tizo would like a little bit of privacy if you don't mind. Though I don't mean to be rude. Just, Tizo, well, I told him not to eat something. There was this, well, I think it was a mushroom maybe, growing in the corner over there. So I see Tizo sniffing at it, and he's always hungry, and usually I try to feed him, but this time I told him no. Because I know my mushrooms, and whatever that was, I think it was the mushroom, but it wasn't one I know. Well, Tizo ate it anyway. Corroborates Faye's recollection of what happened. So anyway, I think he's going to be maybe, well, cough it up, I guess. I think maybe any moment now. Because when I ate things, I thought were mushrooms around here, I coughed them up as well. It made me rather sick. Kind of like Tizo over there. I hope that I'm not being inappropriate because it's not polite, maybe? Oh, come to think of it, Tizo, why don't we go outside? Because then I won't have to clean up after you like last time when you ate something I said maybe you shouldn't, remember? Ooh. Tizo indicates he remembers full well and regrets not heeding Faye's food-related counsel. Oh, don't worry, Seal. If you've taken ill, then I think you're going to be fine. Once you have a little walk outside with me, because you're very tough. Tizo's beginning to look better already. You're my best friend, Tizo. I won't let anything bad happen to you. Or at least I'll try, okay? I don't think anyone could stop you from eating those things, though. Then she snatches Tizo up in her arms and whisks him out of the way. You hear her call back to you over her shoulder. Bye, miss. I'll make sure that Tizo's all right. I promise, okay? Although the prospect of Faye administering medical assistance normally would give you pause, Tizo seems to accompany her willingly enough. The two have shared a rather close bond since Faye first made contact with the group. For someone like her who has lived alone for so long, the friendship must be vital. But as for Tizo, you must be impressed that a non-native of the downside seems to know her way around food safety even better than him. Oh, that was touching. Sandra, no. I want to talk. You refuse to speak with me, and it makes me sad. We go. The hulk of Oris. It has drifted here upon the sea for longer than one might expect. Perhaps you have already read of the doomed ship to its demise in the embrace of unfathomed Plonesse. Some say it was the sea itself which preserves the ship's remains. Hidden properties within the water, sea creatures binding together ruined planks of wood. Those such as yourselves and the fate know another truth, I gather. The stars would not align over the wreckage if it did not have the greater significance than first appears. May you have good fortune here during the coming ride. It's got to bless you, or unusual presence here bearing word of your adversary. I'm gonna get blessed. So I'm gonna be trying again for a 6. For 6 difficulty increases. You touch down at the Sea of Solace, where you first encountered Sir Gilman and the Pyre Hearts. You soon shall carry on by sea, though for now, you have some time to spare. Ooh, beyond crystal seeking Bertrude. Oh, so what have we here? Sea of Solace. Beyond its shallow, sickly gulf, our voyage grew increasingly forbidding, and much further to explain. How could a sea exist here, at the bottom of the world? We could not deduce whence sprang the carcasses of ancient sailing ships we found throughout the Sea of Solace, though the warnings that they signified we duly noted. It was here when we first met Oris, called the Underking, who brazenly assaulted our small skiff, for we had trespassed in his waters. Then the Underking relented, for he witnessed Solium Mur in all his doom and glory. Soon he would side with us, and with the Underking we sailed forth into a tempest beyond reasoning or measure. Oh, Sandra, what's up? What's up? I want to speak. Why are you doing this? Returning out to me again, like this. I have been abandoned in this blasted rock for more times than you could count, reader, and each time I have laughed it off, like so. She laughs. I fear it will be different this time. Before, I knew that someone would come around and pick up where the previous idiot left off, but now... She scoffs, falls silent for a time. Well, it seems there may not be a next time after this. If what I am to understand about the stars out there is even half true. Heck, thank you for the host. I appreciate it. So, then I can anticipate an eternity of utter solitude, without even the blasted rights to keep me company. Understand that, while I may be apparition in a glass to you, I yet retain a shred of self, and do not happily foresee that outcome. And yet, you keep on coming back to me like this. If this is all in service of a torment, then you are most cruel, O lovely reader. Commendably so, I have to say. So then, am I to understand you wish to spend more time with me thus, knowing full well the stars are soon to put an end to this little affair? As if in answer to her question, you feel what seems to be the Beyonder Crystal itself. It seems to be pulling you away. Turn to the coastal surface. The ancient sorcery that sent Sandra to this crystal prison is not something we try with. Stay with Sandra for a while. If you are able to provide some welcome company for her, then you shall do it. No, staying with Sandra for a bit longer. You focus your mind and remain where you are, there with Sandra, in the confines of Beyond a Crystal. Remain there with her for some time. No words need to be exchanged between the two of you, and in the darkness, there, for once, she does not feel alone. Soon enough, however, she bids you to depart. You should leave those idiots of yours listless if you remain here for too long. Be gone already, and let me know if you have need of me. It would be great to honestly set her free. As well as the other ones she's banished with. Because, yeah, that's a torment I would not wish on many. Who shall be targeted of my wrath? Then what would you say? Bertrude. Now, Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Bertrude. The old bog crone, then. She does have some potential. I should think more so than most of those with whom you share that little residence. Then, let us bring her forth. Soon Bertrude appears in the heat of the summons. We sense that thou hast need of us. Can pounce quickly over adversaries to douse the pyre from afar. Sure can. Can also jump on and push enemies away. The apparition Sandra appears and manifests her mask. Listen well, Crone. You answer to me here. How very eloquent. May your vast experience exceed your knack for pleasant conversation. I trust that you shall have little trouble here without the benefit of your more communicative friends. Now come. Ooh, quite the mix of... Hup! No! Why is it always so close? Why is it always so close? Just ever so slightly off when these things come. Get in there! Well, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's well deserved to be having missed. Oh, well, you can't just jump on top of their auras, though. No! Damn it! No! Well, the AI got messed up. No! Well, not for long enough. What the? Ah, come on. Take long, Tizo. How? Ah, you flew. No! I keep hitting the wrong buttons. I keep trying to, like, jump, but then I end up just sprinting. No! Gosh dang it. Can't get around this. I, like, have to wipe them out. Get in there. Uno más. Uno más. How? Get in there. No. Damn it. Come on. Fuck. Thanks. What the? Oh, I'm still. Oh. Bertrude had the thing that made it survive with. Even if it goes down to 0, it survives with 5. Oh, great.
most contemptible result.
Oh, that. Good Crone. We do agree wholeheartedly. I'll tell you not to waste any time, but the truth is that my time is there for you to waste. So let me know when you are ready for another such attack. Yes, we can do better. Perhaps the Crone of yours shall not fail so badly as before. Actually, like, I don't know. I thought Bertrude would be... I would enjoy Bertrude's playstyle more. But, like, I don't know. She doesn't have the greatest of capabilities. The wave summon is... Or the wave ability is nice for wiping enemies out, but... Maybe if I just get accustomed to actually being able to jump the correct distances. There we go. Maybe I don't just play so incredibly offensive. No! Gosh dang it. I don't know. Sometimes this perspective can messes up how I'm perceiving things. No. Well, I guess I'll take that, but it didn't feel deserved. This perspective sometimes is just like, I want to get right on into there, but sometimes I can't quite do it with the slight tilted perspective.
Simple test, undeserved, to be a good called a challenge.
To fail you just for gloating, Crone. But these are not my rules, and your performance was sufficient, as you have passed my test. Congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely reader. Now farewell. Okay.
Good riddance to that mouthy wraith. Show us then what trinket she bestoweth upon us.
Release. Okay. Bertrude's blast pierces through solid objects. Okay, that's actually very good. Being able to just toss through barricades is very powerful, actually. Oh, come on. Toss that in there. I should probably sell that talisman. And yeah, just gotta be working with what I got here. Okay. We go. Gaze upon the depths. Faye asks that you join her by the relatively placid waters. You find Faye gazing down into the depths. The water is so very beautiful, yet it's very dangerous. They always said it's very dangerous if you fall in or drink enough of it. But the scribes, they've protected us and they're watching us. I just know. Even out here in the waters of Under King Orith, they urge us on. I feel it. I just know it. There's no denying that north current sends you quickly on your way. Perhaps it is the thought of reaching land again. But you can sense a spring in everybody's step. It's too quick this spring. Journey on. And I can actually do some stuff now for a vocation. Hi, Faye. Faye seems to be speaking to herself again. She's unaware of your presence, or shows no signs of it, at least. Community college is now closed and moving to online classes. Yet another tacked onto the list. Take care, myths, while you're on the online classes portion of it. Mercy, freedom, they are intertwined. Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. She is reciting passages from the Book of Rights, though to your knowledge, she cannot read. Freedom to the worthy. The downside cannot let us all go free, thus freedom to the worthy. Is that not so, O Saint Triesta? Is that not the conclusion which you formed with your 7 most trusted friends? She pauses for a while as though listening, and nods her head from time to time. Yes, I see. Well, I am ever grateful to you, Saint Triesta, for your guidance and your presence. As far as I'm aware, I haven't heard of any closures in Minnesota. But yeah. As things are proceeding, it may happen. But yeah, I have not heard of anything locally here. I wish all your friends safe passage there among the stars. Must be so very beautiful out here, there. With your wings, you can fly freely, can't you? You can visit me anytime. You can come and go as you please from the stars all the way here. You do not need a pair of wings in order to be free. I know. And yet sometimes I wish I was like you, or like Miss Pamitha. But I know I am the way I am because I'm meant to be this way. And I know that you are always watching. So thank you, St. Triesta Tithys. Thank you and your friends. She wanders out into the afternoon, leaving you there to consider her words. In the Commonwealth, her unwavering faith in the 8 scribes would have been seen as a delusion. Such prayer or communion was forbidden. The scribes were mythical figures, but even they worshipped the stars. And it was the stars that lighted the way for the founders of the Commonwealth, or so its leaders taught. I'm going to mentor, because I want to get someone to rank 5 now. Having gleaned knowledge from the Book of Rites, you can impart some of its teachings. As each exile's path toward enlightenment is personal, you will have to mentor them one at a time. Gilman is really far behind. I should probably teach Gilman. Gilman and Bertrude are the ones that are very far behind with Pamela being next. Let's get Gilman. This knight shall be your eager protege. You illustrate to Sir Gilman some of the intricacies of the rites, focusing on how all 3 in a triumvirate can move and act as one line. You sense he grasps some of the concepts. 1,000! Oof, that's actually a lot. Wow! This knight has never before understood the value of the written word. Impressive. Okay. Okay, well, let's see if we can't give another attempt at doing this. We'll have Gilman lead the charge here, because Gilman will not be taking to the path of the liberation, right? Hey, you guys! Always nice to see some more customers, because you know that I don't always get too much around here. Sometimes they get kind of lonely out here, I guess. Give me that. You can have this. It's be very organized city. Very unorganized city. I don't know. They seem to be doing quite well in pursuing all of their banishment goals. So I'd say they're honestly being quite good at what they do. Somehow. Okay. 5. We can max out this to give +8, which on top, that becomes very powerful. On top of the +2 means +10 total already there. Though we could just make Tizo OP as all hell. Let's make Tizo OP. Tizo's gonna be our ringer. 75% less stamina. So basically Tizo can just kind of do whatever he wants. No written records or receipts. Now laws being written down must cause some problems. I don't know. The society lasted a very long time without the written word. A very, very long time. So I don't know. Though being from a state of having it to then being rid of it is an interesting prospect. Also, we have a nice number of souls. Okay. You guys take care, okay? And thanks for doing business. Oh, yeah. Forged findings. There is a simple pleasure to be found in foraging about this place. Easy for a courtesy, of course. Though, barren looking to the naked eye, the downside has its share of semi-hidden treasures waiting to be found. It was a nose for treasure, after all, which drew us here. Certain types of artifacts found in this place would fetch a reasonable sum in Seoul, whether because they shine with inner light or due to other special properties. I've observed that stardust, freshly fallen from the heavens, sometimes glimmers in the afternoons. I've not found a use for it as yet, although because it brings me faith, perhaps I have indeed. Heck you, Marky. Also, I'm. Thanks for stopping by. Hulk of Horus. The Dazraban was first of many river ships to vanish in the downside. Although presumptions of its loss were not inaccurate, the doomed ship of her valiant crew had charted half the Sea of Souls ere the end of their brave voyage. Bye, Marquis. Have fun in the void, I guess. Seeing as how that's where you came from, and maybe you live there, but that would also mean you live in Nat's territory, which, I don't know, that might seem like terrible for the roommate situation. Sea Titan Unfathomed Plurnus was not fond of vessels sullying her sea, split the doomed ship with a single swipe. The ship's own shattered prow would later end the Sea Titan's cruel reign, as the boastful Underking loves to recount. The stars themselves must have been moved by this, that point within the sea, now sacred as the stars dancing, in homage every now and then. Nat runs the boy. Chilling in Liz's room. That's fair. That's very fair. You're hanging out in a much more QT stream. I don't know. Nat would beg to differ. Solar shell. The sparkling thing in its center is in fact its heart, which it airs from time to time. Keep safe from the Sea of Souls. Only a monster would attempt to remove the heart, or would have the strength. Later, Marquis. Take care. Say hi to Liz. And also tell her she cutie. And probably tell Kung a cutie that she cutie too, because Kung's probably there. As you await, the stars of form dressed in the raiments of the rites approaches you, and Fulford. You at first presume it one of your next adversaries, the Fate. But he cannot be one of them. Beside you, Volfred starts, something you've never seen him do. You observe the colors that he wears, an inverse of the night wings. Volfred Sandalwood. It has been a while. No, this cannot be. The demon unfastens his mask. It can. You perished. I watched you fall. You did. I grieved for years. Now you live. I do. Although these horns, they grew long ere I could walk again. Unbelievable, then. Why are you here now, Orlek? He's a former exile of the Nightwings, betrayed and abandoned in his moment of glory. He was betrayed? I didn't think he was the one betrayed. You know full well, Volfred, to reclaim what is mine by right. The demon Orlek leaves without another word, just as the stars above burst to life and seem to set the sky aflame. Oh, there's even more. Shall have plus 50% stamina for use with their abilities. I'm gonna take off.
Islak, Astralborn.
I'm gonna take off quickness. Yeah, let's take that off.
Time Singer Hawk.
Because yeah, that's the one that increases the highest. All these other ones are 3%. This one is 10%. Well, let's try for 6 again. See how this goes. Path toward enlightenment compels you forward. Do not prevail in the right. Learn what you can from it and press on.
Reader, what lunacy is this?
Made a power grab and Orlok paid the price by accident? I don't know.
To stand against themselves this time around. This is a mutiny. in violation of the sacred law. The exile whom you face, Oralek. Long ago he had his chance, and he relinquished it. He cannot simply claim it now. And I cannot preside over this nonsense. Good night.
What happened to the fate? The stars showed we were to face them. They must have suffered a misfortune of some sort. I still don't know fully what happened with Orlek. That's all we know is that he fell off a cliff after obtaining the freedom, after obtaining liberation. Tampering with the stars' designs is not permitted, Orlek. Cheating the worthy of their rightful liberty is not permitted either, Wolfred. It's you maybe onto something there. You must know I took no part in that betrayal. Search your heart. So who did betray then? Was it the other? Was it the girl? I don't remember her name. Orlek says nothing for a time then. Where are your rhymes, Wolfred? I have refused to wear them since, in show of solidarity to you. And to elude the voice, I would assume, suppose. Described within the book calls to you during the rites and reminds you of exile. Yes, that too. I see. You are never very good at this anyway. We shall see if that new lot of yours is any better. You cannot be serious. What sense is there in standing against us, standing against each other? But Orlek puts on his mask and stands ready. I shall crush this lot of yours, Wolfred. You shall see that I am not so easily discarded, and you shall not deny my liberty again. Orlek was chosen to return, and the other member is dead. Orlek fell off the cliff, and Sandalwood buried the wagon and left the night behind. Yes. That is basically what we know. Though from Wolfred's description, it seemed purposeful that Orlek tried to jump. It seemed like the other team member died and then Orlek fell from the cliff. Reader, the adversary who we face, Orlek. He's not one to back down. He was very experienced in the rites, even at the time, so beware. There was no one in his day to prevail against him. He appears even stronger now. I wish I had more valuable advice to give. In this, I wish I had foreseen this. We're gonna go with Tizo, Gilman, and Dario. Tizo's gonna be first. No, Gilman's gonna be first. I want Tizo playing backup. I want Dario there. Tizo. I forgot to change their equipment. That's a problem. Forgot to put on my safety one. Screw whom? Tizo is filled with mixed emotions in confronting Orlek, but is prepared to fight. Such triumvirate you have assembled, Wolfred. Then, let us see what they can do. Come and face me, false Nightwings. Who are these other ones that he's recruiting? Tizo fumbles with his mask. Pyre! He recognizes Orlek and greets him attentively. It is good to see you. Orlek reaches for his mask in turn. How is the horn mended? Tizo indicates his horn has not bothered him for a long time now, and thanks Orlek for it. Good. A full recovery then. But it is unfortunate to see you standing there with them, Tizo. Come with us. No questions asked. The proposition seems to catch Tizo off guard. Indicates that he will not abandon his friends or their quest. Seems to be pleading with Orlek to stand down, to listen, and not give in to anger. But Orlek shakes his head. He puts his mask back on. This is something I must do, little one. Tizo dons his mask in turn. He chirps nothing more. No, what? What? Gosh dang it, I'm trying to do things here. What the? Oh, he can yeet so far. Gilman's not going to be great here. I can't do anything against him. He can just go there and just freaking take care of things all on his own. No. Oh my gosh. No. What the? What in the world? You've grown weak, dragging through the mud the good name of the Nightwings all the time. I think these difficulty adders are a lot more than I was anticipating. Oh my. It's gonna have to be Tizo's job for a while. No. No, what? Later. What? Later. No. Stop. Leave Tizo alone. No. No. No, what the? Oh, I didn't want to go in there. Dang it. Oh, good jump. Get in there, Tizo. Come on. No. No. Get in there. The Honor Seeker. Come on, Tizo. Now's your time to shine. Bit of frustration there. Pulled it off. That almost ended very poorly. That almost ended very poorly. I started off that match being way behind and not being able to do with him. But then I just had to rush him down and just take him out with Tizo's incredible speed. And Gilman ended up being really useful with that extended jump. Being able to just fly over them all. Lots of trophies there for that one. I did also have 6 difficulty increasers on, which definitely didn't make it easier. You call yourself the Nightwings. It seems that you have learned something from Sandalwood after all. But you are the Nightwings in name only. And as for the rights, it is a mockery of what it once stood for. All of this, a stain upon the legacy of the scribes. Volfred looks on as Orlek departs without another word. Orlek, forgive me. Forgive you for what? What happened? I need to know. Should reach 4. Yes. This knight wonders at times about why we are here and which forces have transpired to bring us here together. Has Under King Oras himself taken an interest in this noble quest? Gilman, after using his slash, Sir Gilman instantly recovers all of his stamina. Can use it again, instantly returns, a double slash. Gilman respawns if everyone else is banished. I honestly kind of want that. Now as I balance, he moves faster than usual and temper has infinite stamina. It's around what's loading, so now it freezes all exiles for 2 seconds. It's once per round. I honestly want to swap Gilman's tree around, which has ended up being so much more useful. I think that ends up being much more useful for him to have those other capabilities. Orlek, he has changed. Resembles now the one with whom we traveled then. I am afraid so. I can only begin to imagine what he has been through all these years. Reader, as you can see, Orlek and I, we have some years in common. A story for another day. I need some time to look at how all this affects our plan. We're almost at 50%, though. Reader, madam, Orlek is a principled person. His freedom was denied him just when it was in his grasp. A doleful tale. Volfred shall tell you more of him in due time. Of that I have no doubt. For now, it seems the stars beseech you once again outside. You're deep in the infinite dark. Once more you see a single star shining brighter than the rest. Oh no! Our next right. Our next right. Against the essence. We're not gonna play with modifiers though, not when freedom's at hand. And not when the one who's gonna be set free is Tamitha. Once more then, unto the fall of Solium. Excellent. Our plan proceeds at pace. We need but continue to make good on all such opportunities the star presents. So much as possible. And our ranks within the Commonwealth may yet grow strong enough that we shall sway the people toward our cause. It shall be difficult, but the people have their hearts and consciences, and the Commonwealth has long since lost its way. The never-ending wars with the High-Wing remnants, passing of more sentences of exile than ever before, for increasingly more dubious causes. The burning of books, the outlawing of literacy, these are corruptions of the teachings of the scribes. Together, we shall prove it soon enough. Volfred, sir, of Orlek. Volfred says nothing in response at first, but then Orlek appears to have his own agenda. We shall have to try and keep an eye on him, although our plan remains the same. Anyway, we have a mountain which we need to climb. Let's all rest up a bit, if possible, this night. We fly at break of dawn. Oh, many things. Tizo seems despondent following the confrontation with Orlek. Oh. Tizo is filled with mixed emotions at having seen Orlek again. Krahiu. Like Volfred, he thought for sure that Orlek had perished long ago. Tizo's angry that Orlek acted so unfriendly with everyone. Then the little imp looks at you with sadness in his eyes, but says no more. He skitters up into the rafters. Goes well. We lost the match, and then we won a match. then we won a match with 6 difficulty modifiers on. But barely. Just so barely. And one of the Nightwings from back in Wolfred's time, turns out they're still alive. And seems to be that they're falling off the cliff, and the like was just a regular match. Didn't lose a liberation match. It seemed it was an act of betrayal that ended up causing that fall from the cliff. But whose betrayal I do not know as of yet. Lord Gandra, warrior of surpassing strength, the Galothian. Single-handedly, he slew the serpent titan Gandra, which envenomed downside prairies, verdant plains. Master General Golothani, I should say. He was undeterred by Lord Gandroth's myriad attacks. His lashing tail had hurled the rocks the shape of swords, and thrice as sharp. His eyes reduced brave folk to mewling babes, but Golothani stood tall, and brandished his towered shield, and sent Lord Gandroth's fury back into his monstrous countenance. Now Lord Gandroth takes the shape of a stone ridge, conspicuous, and now as well, you know the full, unguarded truth about his fearsome past, Golothani's glory. Unfathomed, Flornes. In all of this once conquest, never has the Underking confronted such a foe as the Sea Titan, Flornes. That grand and hideous wench presented nigh inestimable peril for whomever said or swam the downside sea. Tales of her monstrosity long spread across the world. The Underking was undeterred. Nay, this one made it his life's mission to give her recompense. Emboldened, having felled her cousin Endrika, he drew her out of hiding, then sailed the remains of Dazurban, the doomed ship, with its sharpened prow straight through her heart. Huzzah! The catastrophic detonation which ensued left no surviving witnesses save one. The Underking survives to speak of it and write of it, which he shall do, repeatedly. Time Singer Harn. The tempests ravaging the downside are the handiwork of the Time Singer Harn, known as the Sky Titan. Furious elements, they are his troubled dreams, manifested in this troubled land. We, the 8, we sought to cure him of his ailment, for his unrelenting and unpleasant dreams had long become our treacherous reality. One night, we drew him toward the right of flame, a stratagem of Solium Mir's design. There, he was stricken by the stars and dazed, and overcome by the eternal shining glory. Sky Titan thus bonded with the sky, tempests which remain, they are but lasting traces of his waking dream. Oh, no, there's one more. Different chapter. Nightwings. What is a life without an adversary? If not for forces that conspire against the will, life would be devoid of its innateness, the desire to overcome. Thus, when we, the 8, at last each fashioned a triumvirate based on our own ideals, we realized a void still needed to be filled, as the night sky needs moonlight. We 8 were united. Our triumvirates shared our affection. They needed us to set them all against a common foe. Thus did we form the Nightwings, triumvirate envisioned to exceed them all, both through means mortal and divine. Given undue favor in each turning the cycle. They are the adversary, y'all. NBA 2K20 is having trouble with its simulation thing that it does. It uses current stats and schedules and stuff to do its simulations. Well, everything just got proposed, so it broke. The virus is obviously no joke, but it's funny what it's in with the effect. Yeah, I did see. I didn't read the article, but I did see that as a headline. I'm just like, that is interesting, to say the least. Still so weird. I believe also the WNBA also canceled this season alongside the NBA. So yeesh. Wide sweeping effects. And I actually had no idea that NBA 2K games simulated stuff that detailed. We're gonna lose somebody. Dario, Tizo, probably Faye are 3 that are gonna be potentially leaving us. baseball's been postponed too? Really? I didn't know that. Spring training games are canceled and opening days delayed minimum 2 weeks. Aye. Oh, hold on. I speak with someone, a certain Sandra. It is understandable, though. Oh, dang. Sorry, Sandra. We go. Also, at some point, I should probably take a look at the Platinum Trophy list of this game. Braves have spring training at Disney's ESPN Resort. So, well, and Disney is now closing on Sunday for the remainder of the month. So yeah, that would definitely affect things. Since Faye shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here, that's not terrible. Since Tizo shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here. So just participated though. Jordario's probably going to be in it, so probably Faye's going to be our backup source here, probably along with Bertrude. Yeah, so let's give stuff to him. Disneyland closes tomorrow, and Disney World closes Sunday. She. You land amid the sublime grandeur of Mount Elodiel, at whose summit awaits the liberation rite. Thus begins our third ascent to the fall of Solium. My agents in the Commonwealth report our plan is proceeding. Let us strive again to liberate one of our own and raise its chances. No. Just gotta check with Sandra. Oh! This quote is on her mind. This place where you currently reside must be Mount Elodiel, is it not? This was where those blasted scribes decided what to do with me. I had already failed in my mission to eliminate the demon Solium Mer. Did not anticipate his retinue. You see, 8th of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the First Exile, or the last of his name. Once proud emperor who neglected his nation and found penitence in the downside. Keeping the resorts open here, though, so I'm not sure what that means, but my guess is that it's because we have a lot more people that stay from all over, sometimes for weeks at a time. They kind of want to keep them open. That's fair. As well as potentially some of that stuff is kind of difficult to cancel. So as much as it's just like, no, just cancel it. But like, I don't know, sometimes it's just difficult to cancel it, considering that some people probably are coming from all over the heckin' place, and some stuff is just like, nah, you're locked in once you chose this path. They took me and some of my Beyonders alive, although do not expect to see an account of that in their good book. Whether it was a mercy or for spite, I never became certain. They probably presumed that my expulsion for eternity would eventually have taught me some respect for them, but no, not yet. Not yet. Well, I do mean that, really. The scribes did spare my life, and were it not for that, I would never have been thusly trapped, to then enjoy your company, O lovely reader. Now, having met my quota of blaspheming for the time, I think it best that we resume the normal sort of businesses between us, if there is any that to speak of. And good hunting at the precipice. May you soon rid the downside of some useless idiot. Thanks, Sandra. Always with your very kind, important words. I go back and get prepped, finish cooking. Back with you. Have a good cook. Have a good din. I want to play. Is it? No, I want Thrashback. Oh, they're actually playing it on the loop. I didn't think. I thought I was just gonna play the OST, but no, it actually plays on the lute. Press. With some time to spare after having landed, you joined Faye on a brief expedition to the monument of Solium. Thanks be to each of you 8 scribes, for it is you who have united us together in this, your most sacred tradition. The path and the outcome are the same, is that not so? But I need not ask, for I am sure of it, and so I shall follow unflinchingly the path you have prepared for me. Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Solium has shown you favor. You shall soon begin your ascent, though there is time as yet to pursue your vacations. Gain +2 hope. Blessing. Basically just everything up there. Let's make our companion. And Tizo's too much of a ringer right now. Jadario's probably going to be the one who sends it back. So let's get Tizo to max as soon as possible, or should I try to get everyone up to speed? I think let's try and get Tizo to max. Skria! Tizo would be pleased to go over the finer points of the rites with you. You sit down with Tizo to go over some of the subtler aspects of the rites, such as the state of banishment and how to return from it. You sense he's beginning to understand. Wow. That's so much. Skria! Tizo is letting what you said of banishment sink in. We go. Found your calling. Invocation. We got a lot of trophies today. Second of 2 paths leading to the mountain summons. You sense Jordaio shall gain favor from the scribes along this route. It's not what we want. Bertrude, we do. Bertrude needs to get up to speed. While traversing the sheer cliffs on the way to the summit, you pass a monument to Ymir Many. Bertrude happens to take notice.
We do not fear thee. We do not worship thee. We seek to understand thee. We accept thy power and thy gift, but through our actions, we extend thy influence.
So you and she are finished paying respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Ymir Many has shown you favor. +2 presents for your next rank. You and your companions arrive at the Scribe's Gate, before an archway carved of stone. Shall we, reader? The minstrel leads you towards his counterpart, who seems unsurprised to see you all approach. The exiles of the Night Winds, and you again, Daddy. Greetings, Celeste. Aye, we have returned. The stars shine darkly these past nights. Nothing more than a portent of your arrival, is it? Likely nothing more. Now, they're ready for you. Then come forth. Each of you, in turn, please state your name and what it is that you seek whilst crossing the Scribe's Gate. Wait, you. She points to Bertrude. You are new amongst this group. You shall go first. Please do as she asks, Bertrude, madam. We are known throughout the downside as Big Bertrude. We follow Sandalwood, for we are fond of him. He led us into exile, and he shall lead us out. The Gate Guardian acknowledges her, and motions for the rest of you to proceed. Everyone does so, as before, including you. Once you all have declared yourselves, she regards you all for another moment and beckons toward the mountain's top. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Thank you, Celeste. Until the summit, Daddy. Probably gonna need your Dario that we're gonna let be liberated. Gonna be very missing of Jordario, because She has one of the most incredible passives, but honestly best. Hey, welcome back, guys. You know, I guess it's a pretty decent spot for business all of a sudden. Because it used to be, but it was real bad up here, you know? I'd be here just wait, and sometimes it gets real cold, like I was telling you before, and stuff like that. So, anyway, buying anything or what? Bottle the Void. After getting banished, the bear returns in a burst that draws in nearby adversaries. That's interesting. Dense concoction is said to have an unusual effect when exposed to a sudden burst of light. I want this. I wanted to redo. That's one of them scribe snuff things. There, huh? One dab of those little guys, and you'll be like, woo! Know what I mean? They're pretty popular, but I got my connections. They got their connections, and they got their connections. They got plenty more of those. So just come and see me and my dad here later on. We ought to have one back in stock. Upgrade. Could purchase the Bottle Void. After getting banished, the bear returns in a burst. That seems draws in nearby adversaries. That sounds so powerful. Such a powered defensive item where I could, or like half offensive defensive, where I could go in with someone, they get banished, and then they return immediately. And blow up anyone that's nearby the spawn. I just think it's too good to leave off. So thanks for stopping by, guys. I need to figure out who to put it on. Bertram pierces walls. Gilman, Tizo, Faye. Maybe Faye? Plus 3 to a talisman. Oh my goodness, yes. Let's get max quickness up. That would be absurd. Okay. Also, I want to reset Gilman. Choose the master. First whiff. Good trophy. Now it's banishing, so it's going to return. Can freeze all exiles. Let's figure it out. Banishing moves faster than usual. Temporary. Infinite stamina. 10 seconds after banishing an adversary, so Gilman deals an additional Pyre. I think let's honestly get these two. Because I don't know, it's difficult for him to get in there, and Avenging Aid is very good as well, though. Let's get all the defensive options. Yeah, and then we can choose whatever our last one will be. But I kind of like the defensive options. Gilman is really good at bringing enemy allies back. Put back on Gilman. Okay. That'll have to do for now. Slug markets. There are natives in this land with some capacity for thought, an oddly keen instinct for the mercantile. Suspicious creatures, but not disagreeable entirely. From time to time we make exchange with them. They lust for coins for the imperial soul. The why, they do not say. We speculate it as a delicacy. It serves us little purpose here. Whilst their slug markets, wares are something sometimes valuable. Creatures appear drawn to places where the heavens shine the brightest, perhaps because they know we are as well. What they want exactly is unclear. We taught them of our lands, yet they remain preoccupied with simpler things. Interesting. So we can begin. Again, you have reached the fall of Solium, where one among you can go free, provided you prevail against the essence of the liberation right. Rita, we would ask a moment of your time. We have to talk. As darkness falls, the minstrel and Volford pull you aside. We have some news that is, depending on how you look at it, potentially unfortunate. The lone minstrel directs your attention towards the dark night sky. Stars are It's true. With the advent of the Titan stars, visibly fewer stars seem to be shining than once you saw in the sky above. Yes, the stars themselves are vanishing. Why I do not yet understand. But what it indicates is this: the rites are drawing to an inexorable end. Light of the stars. Without it, the rites would be unable to commence. Anyway, that is bad. The bad news. The good news is there are a lot of stars to go. How many liberation rites remain, I do not know as yet. The arithmetic is complicated. An estimation of the number of stars, the rate at which they fade, the accelerating rate at which we're being summoned here. Anyway, I'll work it out as soon as possible. For now, I felt that you should be aware. We can inform the others in due time. At the moment, though, they have this right to think about, and so do you. Look for it. As the stars above begin to shine, Volfred's words begin to sink in. It seems you have a limited number of chances remaining to liberate your companions, including this one now. Oh, that means we're likely not going to be able to free everyone either. We're going to have to choose not only who proceeds, but who gets left behind.
Sylvius horse-headed.
Adversaries shall never be banished after plunging into your pyre. Okay, well, we're just gonna roll. We don't need this extra XP. And there's not another trophy involving these until you reach 12. You can have all 12 active. Oh my god, that's gonna be so hard. It's gonna be so difficult. Try and win one match with 12 active. But I'm fine with 0. I'm fine with going back to regular difficulty, considering how tough it is with them added. And this is still standard difficulty. You could increase the difficulty even harder. Plus those difficulty modifiers.
Congratulations, Frida. It would appear the rites are drawing to a close. Doubtless the doing of that Orlek in all his bitter spite.
What?
For now, your exiles have another chance at freedom. Here,
it's because he's actively betraying that the rites are actually starting to fail?
So too do your adversaries, the Essence. They fought so very bravely for this moment. Whichever side prevails soon shall send one of its own into the warm embrace of civilization.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the Essence, come forth now, and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings.
Tamitha swoops down from somewhere and unfastens her mask.
I am known as Tamitha Thane. I mean to return to my ancestral home and promptly resume my responsibilities as flight technician of the Highwing Remnants. Our long stalemate against the Commonwealth shall soon be ended, should I and several of my sisters manage to rejoin our clan. Then our vengeance shall be swift and thorough. Your quarrel with the country that cast you into exile is beneath the notice of the scribes, Tamitha Thane. Here you shall be judged under the stars. My quarrel with the Commonwealth is all that gave me and my sisters strength enough to reach this point. The scribes ought well take heed of how my people suffer. We are not weaklings anymore. Like your Trieste Tithys, we shall not fall in line with flightless fools and their naked attempts to submerge our heritage, our culture. Speak not again thus of the saint, or you shall be expelled, Tamitha Thane.
Tamitha scoffs, then turns her attention toward your side.
And Nightwings, as for you, the fury we shall imminently show is nothing in comparison to the hatred growing for your Commonwealth in the mountains on the other side.
She signals to her sisters to ready themselves.
You seek your freedom, but there shall be nothing save for devastation should you manage to return. As for you, Nightwings, you bring darkness with you. What have you wrought upon the stars?
Celeste, please. We do not know what is amiss here. The Nightwings have come only to see that the liberation is carried out. Oh, what in the world? What is happening with Ortho?
Indeed. Then make your choice, Nightwings. Who among you is to be anointed here?
shall return to glory.
Yep. Not Tizo. Tizo's our ringer, and I think he would be the least impactful if released to the Commonwealth, because the Commonwealth isn't even Tizo's home. Faye could prove quite useful, but to have Jadario return alongside Headwind, I would expect just so much to be able to be done. Because they're just so proven. Ah, gosh dang it. Decisions are always so hard. Excellent arrow. Joy of food. Yeah. I think I'm gonna try to get Panther freed next time, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. For now, it's Shaddario. If that is your wish.
Who shall lend her support?
Bertrude shall lend support.
Bertrude.
We shall lend our support to that one, then.
And I think it was Faye who I was gonna have this today. Spice pork glazed apple. Roasted vegetables. Pork glazed apple? I gotta look here. Huh. Interesting. Not how I would have imagined any of that. I have no idea how that would taste. Huh. Intriguing. Mammoth, I do want to actually start getting up. Yeah, if I want to... Yeoman Tizo Faye are going to be my current highest standards. Might just have to keep using Pamitha if I want to have her freed so that Headwind can be recalled, though. Pamitha, she's also very good. Like, she, as much as she does seek peace between the harps and the rest of the Commonwealth, it wouldn't be harmful to have her there as a point of reform. Would be more appropriate for Autumn, the court. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Courtship epices or spices flavor goes well with typical flavors of that time. We like it though, regardless of the time. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just start really bumping up Panther. I think Pamitha would probably be an excellent choice to return next. So we need her to get the XP. Sure, let's get her out of here then. It is actually Quatre Epices. It's like French or something. Alright, game. Go have fun in a list suite. I have no idea how to pronounce that though. I have some formulation in my head for French pronunciation, but not that. Quatre Epices? Yeah, I don't know. I give up. Sure, let's get her out of here then.
Very well.
One final obstacle to overcome ere I can soar again above your Commonwealth. Such destruction I shall rain upon it soon. But first, let us dance this final time.
Commence.
Oh, and there we go. It's an accent over the E, if that helps. That doesn't help me. As the liberation rite continue, you sense Pamitha reaching out to you, or perhaps just reaching out to anyone at all. Rita, someone, please. Let her prevail, please let her prevail here, this once. This thought makes me a traitor, so be it. But please, let Pamitha prevail, for she's here, wrapped up in all of this because of me. The plea trails off, and Pamitha remains steadfast, all her attention focused on the liberation rite. And as for Tamitha... Prepare yourself, Nightwings. As for you, Pamitha, I await the outcome of this night.
for it shall soon endure, that I may never have to see your smirking countenance again.
I can't abide by what Tamitha wants, though. Yeetin'. Get dunked. No. No, I didn't see what happened. I didn't see that I passed. Later. I'm sorry. As much as you want your sister to go free, Tamitha, I can't. She harbors nothing but ill intent. There may be some people within the other triumvirates that are worth freeing as well, but not Tamitha.
Hark now, my sisters. Damn what the book says. Advance to strike formation. Prevail here against these wretches, no matter the cost.
Disregard for the ways of the rights, Tamitha Thane has ordered her triumvirate to push further afield, adopting an even more aggressive stance for the remainder of this right. Oh. Uh-huh. Get in there, get in there.
Serpent Queen.
No, how did that not? Oh, this is so rough. No. No, gosh dang it. The little air gust pushed me off trajectory.
So fiercely fought.
Well, goodbye. For the final time, Jedi.
And there it is, at last. The Night Wings proved their worth. Their adversaries they defeated utterly.
I'm sorry, Panther. But your sister doesn't
Thus
deserve
ends the
liberation.
liberation right. And thus
She does nothing but prove
the
that she's
scribes
one of
have
the people
chosen
that should be exiled.
the exile appointed by the Night Wings shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Damn you for this, Tamitha. All of this because of you.
At this point, Tamitha won't even learn. Do the other people know you seem to be able to hear their thoughts occasionally? I don't believe other people can hear their thoughts, though when hearing thoughts, it's... Volfred has done things where it's not exactly a one-way street, where Volfred can sometimes affect people's thoughts, I believe. But I believe sometimes they notice that their thoughts are being read. By the one who's reading, so that's as far as I can tell with the whole hearing thoughts aspect as of right now.
After all this time,
She turns her gaze towards the rest of you.
I never thought this day would come. I have all of you to thank for this, for doing this for me. The life that I recall back in the Commonwealth was at times difficult, and I am much older now. I know not what I shall find on my return. However, I know this. If that place still is like the Commonwealth I left so long ago, then I shall strive to make it better, for as long as I retain my strength and breath.
You see her smile faintly as she disappears into the shimmer pool, though you can still hear her voice, though faintly now.
Farewell then, reader, all of you, for now.
Jordario, earn back her freedom. We shall return. Asking if Pamitha can definitively know that you actually heard her thoughts and ignored them, or if she can only guess. I think time will tell.
Godspeed, Captain Jodariel.
I think only time will tell.
Scribes are ever merciful. By their grace,
What's so high level, is it?
the cycle of the rites may yet continue
Have an
for
alert?
a while.
That's alert. Just be alert. That's all right. You can have a look. Bertrand still has much ground.
Until the turning of the stars,
Oh, Pamitha,
farewell.
truly did you get the best of me again? Know that your actions put our sisters on the other side in even greater peril. Not that you care, of course. Yet I am certain that they shall someday prevail, with or without my aid. To think that I was born to share blood of someone such as you. At the very least, though, we are basically for certain at this point that Tamitha will not change. I hope that Pamitha can have solace in that. That Pamitha's better. Pamitha doesn't want to see the war, but Pamitha just wants the war to go in the Harp's victory. You prevailed in the liberation against the Essence. Already does the Black Wagon feel quieter than usual. Jordario returned to the calm. What about the other sisters? I don't know. I think sisters are just kind of what the Harps call themselves. She is a grim, long-time resident of the downside, grown accustomed to surviving. She has regained her freedom. You overhear some of your companions reflecting on this.
She hath passed from this place, along with all her eccentricities.
Oh, cheer up already, Bertram. You wonder who, if anyone, among you shall be the next to go. Gonna be trying for Pamitha. Then Volfred asks the group to gather. You sense you know what news he is about to share. Spamitha, Scamitha, and Spamitha. Two Spamithas. Everyone must apologize to bring such news at this late hour, but I felt that you all would wish to know as soon as possible. The context of our plan has changed. He looks about at everyone before revealing to them what the stars has revealed about you. Okay. I thought from the phrasing it might have been that he's changing up the plan a bit, but no, he's recontextualizing it that we're under a time limit now. Stars above are disappearing. They seem to be just fading away, one by one, for reasons that the scribes alone may know for certain, though we all may harbor our suspicions. See for yourself if you have any doubt that this is so. A hush falls over your companions, all exhausted from the rite, now stunned into silence. If this phenomenon continues unabated, we have every reason to believe it shall, then the rite shall cease, and the stars no longer shine. Permanently cease, that is. Your companions exchange glances. You sense negative emotions rising, confusion, fear. Before I give you the impression that, should the Nightwings not prevail in the Liberation Rite, there would be other chances. This remains so. However, our chances now are numbered. The exact number I have yet to ascertain, but to be quite frank, there are many more of us. There are more of us that we have chances left. You sense your fellow exiles are beginning to realize what this means. I know this must be difficult to hear, but it is not to be a cause for panic. Our plan remains essentially unchanged. We shall take which opportunities arise and return as many as we can. I urge you all to take whatever time you need to think this through. At dawn we shall head south again to the Moonlight Alcove. We can discuss this further then. Now please get some rest. Our path grows harder, though not insurmountable. Not while we stand together. We can still prevail. The group disperses. Some whisper in hushed tones. Others turn to their quarters, speechless. There will be time later to better understand his own. Has there been a liberation right with less than 3 people on one side? As of yet, no. All the rights basically require you to have a triumvirate. Require you to have 3 people. Welcome back. How was the Liz stream? So yeah, I think I think that kind of boiled down with what I was thinking already, is that once the group gets down to so few people, the liberation right is no longer going to be even accessible to us, regardless of the fact that the stars are fading. That there would be at least 2 people left behind, and we still don't know. We still don't know of any way that we can even save ourselves, bring ourselves back to the Commonwealth, because we're just the reader. We're not participating in the rights ourselves. So yeah. We'll see. See how things go. Because, I mean, there's potential that... I mean, there's, like, some people where I'm just, like, as much as... like, saving them sometimes, like, doesn't make any sense. Like, at the moment right now, I'm thinking giving freedom to Tizo and to Bertrude is, like, not desired. Bertrude seems to be perfectly fine with her place in the downside, and Tizo is literally a resident of the downside. As much as Bertrude's capabilities would help a lot with the plan, if people had to stay here regardless of anything, then they would be the ones who I would not pick to actually to liberate. I don't know. It's starting to get tricky now, just because I'm like, I want Pamitha to be free, because Pamitha, as much as she struggles with her familial relationships, in the end, the reason her sisters got exiled was because of her, and because she wanted to end the fighting. I think Pamitha's help would be incredible for the plan. Being able to have someone on the side, even outside the Commonwealth, to have a different perspective on everything we do. Also nice. I'm glad Liz is playing on Tail Goose Game. Probably a honking good. Focus on if they'd be helpful to the plan and who you can afford to lose. Yep. As much as Tizo is the great boy, but I really can't. I foresee Tizo just being our ringer. Tizo not really given liberation into the Commonwealth and just used as being our incredible powerful little flyer. On kinship. At the moment, we have 5. In the words of Trista to this the bus, each one of us within the 8, besides the imp Haub, we would have perished in the downside had we not found each other, and together formed our union. Here in the downside, all are bound, but that which binds us here does have some latitude. We chose the bond of kinship. Our exile took precedence over our differences. The empire, which had subjugated all our kind into a tense alliance, shall give way to a society in which our differences are paramount. There may you embrace your ancient cultures, whilst jointly forming a great culture all its own. Next to mercy, it is kinship that shall be form the bedrock of our common. If only it did. Only kinship did form the bedrock. After the liberation of Jadariel, you find the lone minstrel back in the wagon, looking as though no such thing had occurred this night. You think you see him tilt his head as you approach. Some words of congratulations are in order for this evening, I should think, reader. So congratulations on prevailing in the liberation right. Surely Jordario shall be most grateful, and her safe return unto your commonwealth ought to benefit the plan, in which you all know now play a part. As for your adversaries, of the essence, this must have been a bitter loss for them in Tamitha, although they must have known their chance was far from certain. You can only release 3 more because you need at least 3 people to do the right. Yep. That's at the very case. That's seems to be the case as of right now. Unless we find different ways in which to perform this. Thus shall we all await the next turn of the cycle of rites. Celeste and I are to return to our respective duties for the time, as now Scribe's Gate is sealed. I await when next we all shall meet. When next you may yet live up to the glory of the Nightwings in the eyes of the 8 scribes, which yet shine down for us. He trails off and nods to you in his cordial manner, and bids you a good rest for the evening. Sandra, do you have anything to say on this? You don't. Damn it. Basically, our starting trio at the moment is all at the Commonwealth already. Good morning, everyone. We're at the mercy of the stars. None can say how soon they'll shine for us again. Let us recover for a while at Moonlight Alcove and decide how to proceed. Fulford indicates you can wait the next cycle. I am so invested in this story, though. Just double checking on Sandra. Nothing. Okay. Bide your time. Best make yourselves as comfortable as possible here for the time, Nightwings. The rites ought to commence again before we know it. Until then, be well. Thus you and your companions remain on the mountaintop, waiting for the stars to shine again. The cycle of the rites is ending. The news that Wolfred and the lone minstrel revealed to you now threatens to disrupt the group's resolve. Who most deserves their freedom? Can there be any hope for your revolutionary plan to change the Commonwealth if too few exiles manage to return? These questions hang like a fog over you and your companions as you linger there on Mount Elodiel. For now, the exiles of the Nightwings vow to stick together for as many opportunities as they shall have. Many moons pass. One cold evening, Wolford finds you off on your own. Well, my girl, it's time once more. Come see. Wolford indicates the sky, and through the snow you see that he is right. Soon all of your companions are gathered. Wolford regards the group in his steady manner. As you all know, I've refrained from participating in the rites myself. This was a long-held choice of mine, for a variety of reasons. Chief among those reasons is so that I might direct our plan, free from unwanted attention, both from our adversaries here and those who would oppose us in the Commonwealth. Another reason is my past experience conducting the rites did not end on good terms. Before my time, the Nightwings comprised 3 exiles, Brighton, Erisa, and Orla. Little Tizo was with them as well, still learning his ways. So Erisa was the one who fell, or who died. Orlek is the one who was betrayed and abandoned his mother. Brighton, a former exile of the Nightwings who conducted the rites alongside Orlek and Erisa. After Brighton regained his freedom in the liberation rites, the Nightwings took me in. A story for another time, but for one thing, I had capacity to read the ancient book. Anyway, when next we earned our way into the liberation rite, Orlek was anointed for return. He had long been in exile, and his horns were beginning to show. We prevailed. Little Tizo snuffed the accuser's pyre. Thus Orlek earned his freedom. However, Just as the shimmer pool was to engulf Erisa, she shoved him from the precipice and took her freedom instead. Did Erisa also die in this? She perished, of course. Only the anointed can transcend the shimmer pool, but she thought the warnings were a myth and paid the price. She was always restless. Literally cast Orlek to death to try to get freed, but perished in the end because the rite doesn't work. I presumed Orlek perished too to survive a fall from Mount Elodio. I was left alone. Subsequently, I made no attempts to reassemble the Nightwings, knowing that such treachery, such harm was even possible as part of this ordeal. I, frankly, still do not hold Erisa entirely at fault for what transpired. I hold instead the Commonwealth responsible for it put us in this desperate situation. And I resist the urge to think the rights may partly be to blame as well, for pitting brother against brother, sister against sister. Wolfred breathes a deep sigh. Now I see that Orlek yet lives, at a time when our plan is already in motion. And even the stars are fading, perhaps a sign that the scribes themselves know that the Nightwings are divided, and that they do not approve. But I choose to take it as a sign that we must act. Scribes have put us in a set of circumstances where each one of us may rise to the occasion. The Nightwings and our plan need all the help they can get, and so I have made a decision, which I wish to announce here to you all. In the name of the Nightwings and reader, by your leave, I would conduct the rites again. Long have my skills languished in the matter. I admit, although I trust I shall regain them soon enough. While I once vowed never to conduct the rites again, our present situation calls for all our resources to be brought to bear. So if I may be of use during the rites to come, I shall avail myself. That is all. Now then, our readers shall determine where we are headed come first light. Wolfred enters the fray. I had a feeling as such. That does throw a rather large wrench into things, though. Wolfred is clearly the one that would benefit the plan the most to be freed. That's most certain. That makes Bertrude much more promising to also be freed. That makes Bertrude very promising to be freed as well. Because of her and Wolfred's already large network of connections and everything, though potentially those connections are surviving perfectly fine out on their own. On the downside, Bertrude seems to have no trouble. And Wolfred seems to have many contacts still within the Commonwealth. That adds a hefty wrench into my plans and my thoughts. Wolfred bows his head to everyone, while the others exchange looks, then one by one salute him in turn. Wolfred stands ready to conduct the rites again. Welcome him back to the ranks. Once more, gather the band. I guess that's our final member. Once more do several stars shine bright in the night sky, revealing several paths for you to pursue toward salvation. The stars themselves await the will of the Nightwings. Choose our path. Bull, the South Star. Relief, the Bog Star. Blue, the Vermin Star. What's the plan? I gotta say, Fate, we still have to face off against the Accusers. We haven't faced again. The Tempers, we haven't faced again. We only have 2 rights until we're... We only have 2 rights until we're already issuing the next liberation. Oh boy. Man. I kind of want to keep the fate at the top, if possible. I mean, there's potential that if we could give freedom to any individual leader, Delbert's not a terrible one to do so. If we potentially wanted to cede or to give up one of our freedom spots, I don't know. All the others, no, not so much. No, all of these ones, I'm just like, no, you're not letting any of these butts free. If you're gonna let anyone free, it's gonna be Delbert. Of an enemy. Of a opposing triumvirate. Which means we can't do that one because we're not trying to set them back. Delete and goal. Let's do this because we have not faced the accusers in quite some time. Boxstar burns bright over the pit of Melee. Lizavi is one. Our next adversaries are to be the accusers, led by the one called Lindel, whom I believe you first met many moons ago. His is a tale I hope shall soon be forgotten. Then tells you what you know of your next adversary, Lendl the Liar, the first adversary you confronted in the Rites, not long after you took your first steps on the path to freedom. A former constable of the Commonwealth, he gained a reputation for his strict and brutal manner. By any means, he always caught the crook. Once he arrested a civilian who hated him on suspicion of theft of Commonwealth artifacts that had gone missing. Lendl discovered the artifacts himself in the civilian's home. The suspect soon was exiled, still he denied the charges, even as they cast him downriver. The case was investigated further, though too late. Suspicions turned to Lendl. It turned out he planted the damning evidence himself, so he was exiled in turn. In the downside, he soon became acquainted with the Rites, having heard of all of this from several people in high places. He asserted himself as the de facto leader of the accusers. They bent to his aggressive nature and prevailed many times under his watch. Yet each time his chance at liberty rose, the Nightwings either defeated him or simply did not show. At any rate, Lendl shall be looking forward to our arrival, I expect. We may resume our journey come daybreak, but in the meantime, I would advise taking what rest you can. You bid the lone minstrel good evening. At dawn, you shall take flight again. The afterword. As an exile... cover to cover. Trophy, get out of the way. I need to read. As an exile of the downside, as a reader of this book, and as a conductor of the Rites, you are engaged now in a cycle which has lasted since the dawn of this age. Here, within this part of the book, is offered a summary of all key figures, locales, terms, and astral phenomena you shall encounter, either firsthand or in passing, on your path. To know the history of the downside and the Rites is to prepare yourself to walk the path toward enlightenment, and then to liberty itself. Should you be free again, remember, reveal not the Rites themselves, or the existence of this book. So now you can literally... run through all the words. If you had not seen much. Heck! Right. Thank you so much for the ring. I appreciate it. I'm well. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see about training Wilfred up to this go. I don't know. I really don't know where my thoughts lie in this regard. It's a lot. There's a lot to think of right now. That added such a damning twist on my plans. Also, thank you for the highlights. The denizens, the downside regions, celestial landmarks, greater titans, golden stars. There they are. And now we also have a Wolfred. Oh my god, well, I think they want you to... I think they want you to free Volfred. His enlightenment is maxed. ended streaming early because you're just tired. That's all right, Greg. If you're tired, have a good sleep. It's tough to have a sleepy stream, for sure. I was, to be perfectly honest, tempted to not stream today. I kind of got in a very sleepy state at like 7 o'clock my time, and I started at 8. But then time got around to it, and it's just like, nope, I still got it. And story time is honestly not a terrible thing to be in a semi-sleepy state for. But yeah, have yourself a good sleep. Thanks so much for stopping by. He's a long-standing. Felt that yesterday before bed. I went to bed at 5 a.m. instead of 6. It's all right, Greg. Have yourself a good sleep, and I appreciate the raid. He's a long-standing exile of the Nightwings who seeks more than his own freedom. That's right. He can spawn a sprout, channels a bear that deflects adversaries' casted auras back at them, vanishes underground, emerging further forward. Almost. Gosh dang. Race sap, past professor. He taught enough history to know that what he was forced to teach was not the whole truth. The professors of the Commonwealth were sworn to administering only the approved doctrine. You're awesome. Luckily, K-Mac, you're going to be in a state of being able to achieve sleep without restrictions in the near future. But then we'll have to get back into the swing of normal sleep. By normal, I mean normally lacking of sleep. He owned an operating stamping press, using it to spread anti-Commonwealth propaganda. The records state he sought to undermine the trust in the Commonwealth doctrine and tradition. Yep. By day, he was an unassuming history professor. By night, he operated a small but illegal stamping press of his own design, which he used to disseminate provocative ideas concerning how a truly peaceful Commonwealth might look. When his underground press was at last discovered, it was publicly destroyed. Even he, too, was found and cast down. In the downside, he was taken in by the Nightwings, who sought someone with his experience. Since then, he hatched a long-term plan to recruit like-minded individuals who might stand together to usher in a new age of the Commonwealth. Lack of sleep and lack of strength. Oof. Yeah. It stinks. Gonna have the freedom to do as you wish, and while maintaining pay due to the circumstances, but then immediately relinquish it and not that long. It stinks. What should I put on? Probably defensive? Or maybe I should give this to... You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to give the rings. I'm going to give the rings to them. Pretty lucky that they're paying us while you're out of work. Yes. You are in a very fortunate position. And I'm glad that you're not in probably what is likely an awful position that so many have to be in. Which, God, just like at this point, it's just like there's got to be emergency provisions that have to be provided to people, because yeah, the situation is not great and out of anyone's control. So not great to stack upon the nonsense of not paying employees when they're not allowed to work. New York is on lockdown. Oof. There's a lot of things happening. Indeed. Okay. I think we'll just proceed and get to right before the next right, and then we'll call it quits for that. Because I need to get some sleep. Oh.
I do so hate to thusly contact you, O reader.
Hi, voice.
Yet an awful rumor reached me recently. That you have within your retinue a traitor to the Nightwings and the Commonwealth alike. But you would never harbor such a traitor, now would you? I trust your time within the downside would have taught you that.
Fuck. What does that mean? Do we sincerely have a traitor? Well, I mean, against the Commonwealth, I'm just like, yeah. I mean, we're kind of gonna be revolutionizing the Commonwealth, and that's kind of the plan. But a traitor to the Nightwings, maybe just, maybe he's just speaking straight of Volfred, just of how the things proceeded. I'm at the moment going to choose to think that that's the intent behind that, rather than that one of our members is actually a traitor and would harm the plan should we free them. You rise after a fitful night of slumber. Somehow the voice which thus far has reached you only in the rites has found its way into your sleep as well. You shake freely. Time at Moonlight Alcove has made everyone restless. Your group is eager to set forth at your command. Go. As the wagon soars across the skies above Waking Wood, you notice Volfred appears lost in thought. You cannot sense straight away what he is thinking. Do not mind me, reader. It's simply that being here in this vicinity brings back a lot of memories, gives me much to ponder. I hid within these woods for many, many years, making preparations for our plan. I cast aside my raiments and became untraceable. There I waited for the plan to germinate, so it means a lot now to be here, above that place at last. Quite the view, wouldn't you say, my girl? He had more of a hand in Orlok's tragedy than he lets on. That is also a strong possibility. Because can't ignore the fact that Volfred was the one who did tell us of the events. So there is potential that he lied or has given us a half-truthful version of the events. The gloom hangs thick above the pit of Melith and all around it. You are brave to seek your adversaries here again, reader. Many in the downside believe it to be nothing other than a foul den. They take the tales of Islash Astroborn to be mythology, embellished through retelling over time. Star Titan sealed away by the scribe mold Melith. It sups upon desire and fear and doubt, and lands such as our own. Sandalwood may make saps of us all. Very good pun. You have met others, such as the witch Udmili, who believe otherwise, although whichever their beliefs, I know of none who would go near the place unless the stars demanded it. Thus shall your coming right against the accusers take place in complete sorcery, as always the rights have. Won't you sense the presence of your adversary Udmil here? No. I selected. Huh. I selected this not to face Udmild, unless it's just giving her negative aspects for immediacy. Volfred notes a powerful talisman is rumored to be buried here. Alcaron may be passing through with a special offer. I'm gonna go for the special offer, because that's brand new. Never seen anything of the like. You arrive again in the fetid swamps of flaking hands, already anticipating the sinking feeling that comes with the place. This time Bertrude has something to say for you.
We shall know ye how to withstand the less pleasant qualities of this locale.
She reveals various salves and minor enchantments that help to counteract the spirit draining effects of the region. Soon, everyone is feeling better, if but for the assurances. You shall not suffer penalties to hope in this region. Thanks be to Bertrude. Flagging Hands. Beyond the valley lies the Flagging Hands, which could be called a swamp, if an entire sea could merely be a lake. Soon after our arrival, several of us fell into a dark despair. Such were the environments. I found it rather fascinating, though. It held aspects reminiscent of the southern bogs we dealt in as a tad. We grew accustomed to the dampness of the air and grew to savor certain twigs and beetles. It can be said that the Flagging Hands are an acquired taste, recommendable only for those of our same bent or perhaps the downside's native imps. The sea surrounded the environs on three sides, appearing insurmountable at first. What's up, Wolfred? There. Wolfred appears to have finished sealing some sort of document. He smiles as he approaches you. Hello, my girl. Was just on my way out to make a drop. Report a bit of progress our supporters on the other side should like to know. It is not clear to you as yet exactly how Wolfred is able to communicate with agents in the Commonwealth. We have our ways of making certain that such messages manage to make their way to whom they need to reach, most of the time, at least. It's not exactly the most dignified of methods, but the messenger imp is as hardworking as the rest of us, or dare I say more so. Wolfred's courier is tasked with delivering news to and from the Commonwealth. Most imps lack the capacity to do that job. They, of course, cannot traverse the outer boundaries of the downside. They can squeeze much closer than any of us. Wolfred offers to tell you more of his process. It seems that he has been using certain imps to relay message to his agents in the Commonwealth for some time now. From that point, we depend on certain other means. A trafficker like Uruki would likely be familiar with them. Then my agents intercept the messages as they arrive. Messages are coded, in the off chance they reveal themselves before unwanted eyes, but even still, my agents put themselves in great peril there, supporting our cause and our plan. I could not ask for a more dedicated bunch. A shame we cannot meet them, separated as we are. If we succeed in our endeavors, it shall be thanks in no small part to them. They have identified hundreds of citizens grown loyal to our cause, found hidden corners where they can speak freely. Their goal is to grow in numbers while remaining safe. For we cannot resist the Commonwealth if too few citizens stand with us, whether due to apathy or fear or lack of willingness to see our nation as we do. Some of these agents I have known for many, many years, since long before my exile. Many were former students from my days of teaching Commonwealth doctrine. It was clear that who among us did not take the common view. These days I report to them our progress, and they in turn report theirs back. From that assessment, I update the estimation of our plan's success. Our chances of success increase substantially each time we liberate one of our own, but those loyal to us in the Commonwealth slowly gather strength regardless of our efforts. Thus do we inspire each other, not unlike the dynamics which I see among the Nightwings. Here. Now good afternoon then, reader. Have it delivered to me. He strides out of the wagon, bearing the sealed message. Also pup. Also pup date. Also, no. MP4. I don't want to download anything. It's posted in your Discord. Or in the Discord somewhere. I don't want to download it. Trade with Falcon Ron. Shall likely have to suffer a small talk, but may procure something useful in exchange. You're in the fetid swamps of Plaguemont. You encounter a familiar face, hawking his wares as always. He sidles right up to you. The little route through the Flagging Hands cuts straight to the pit of Melee. The ugly little trail here is often used for schlepping bits of contraband across the downs. Oh hey guys, funny running into you out here. You guys all right? But anyways, I gotta say, I got just a thing for you. mint condition. And although I haven't seen it exactly, I am really, really sure it's something good, okay? So if you want this thing, or what? It's offering a sealed talisman. No telling what it is for certain, though you sense its power. Such an artifact would likely cost much more than what's on display. You have 9 soul. Oh, why don't you give me the option to sell first? You fucking... I'm upset at that. I'm actually upset at this. Why would they not give you the option to sell first? Cannot afford Falcon Ron's asking price and know full well that he will not budge on. Generally try to avoid spending hard-earned soul on mystery items so you cannot avail. That's stupid. Why would they not? Up. Oh. 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 Very good. I am upset at that. It's a minor, it's a nitpick for sure, but just not being able to sell to get the money to purchase it. Well, he just shrugs and grins as is his custom. That's okay, you guys. Just because somebody's got to buy it anyway, so let's go find him, Dad. Goes on his way, whistling some sort of grating tune. You return to the wagon and consider which of your vocations to pursue. Dang it, I'm upset about that. Sandra, you got anything for us? Nope. Mentor. Mentor Pamitha. 1,065 for the next range. Teasel's gonna reach it soon enough. I need to increase Pamitha's. That way she can get such. Fine then, let us chat together for a spell. You and Pamitha spend some time reviewing some of the specific aspects of the rite, such as the properties of the aura. You sense she gains something from it. Good. The time is I need to say thanks for having me along on this strange little journey, Rose Reader, darling. Pamitha permanently gains +8 quickness, which is absurd. So he switches places, banishing him faster. 8 quickness, baby. Pamitha's broken now. I hadn't thought of it quite that way, Reader darling. So we go. Yeah, I am fighting against Lendl. It was weird that I could do a scouting operation on a troop that I'm not currently going to be going up against. The wagon comes to a sudden stop after a near miss with someone or something that got right in its path. At first you see no sign of whomever or whatever it was, but then a voice rings out from off to the side of your path. The friendly yet somehow aggravating tone leaves little room for question as to who it is. Hey guys, so maybe watch where you're going a bit more next time, I guess? Must have scared Dad half to death. I mean, just look at him. He has the same face as always. Well, it's good running into you like this because I got for you a really special deal. We got some pretty out there stuff on hand. It's been slowing us a bit. To be completely honest here, something about him, I don't know, but Dad just hadn't been himself. But once we open up shop, why, these little numbers, they're gonna go flying off the shelves. And you can have first dibs. All you gotta do is give us a lift, because you're headed to the pit of Malith, right? Just drop us off when you get there, okay? Black Wagon does not provide for you the most spacious accommodations, but it may have enough room for Falcon Run, barely, at least for the short remainder of your trip. On the other hand, you sense a troubling energy from whatever strange artifacts he is transporting right now. I wonder whether you should get involved. It's probably not great. Thoughts of traveling with Falcon Ron fills you with a nameless dread. Select Market Proprietor seems in need of some assistance that you may as well provide. Yeah, that's helpful. We might get ambushed by some people wanting the thing he probably took from them, but it's fine. While your fellow exiles exchange cautious looks, you invite Falcon Ron to climb aboard. Oh, great, thanks, guys. I'll just squeeze right in and just... He does not. Dad, come on. Put your back into it already. Eventually, Falcon Ron manages to get on board as you prepare to set forth again. Falcon Ron joined you. Welcome him aboard for now. go. After what felt like an interminable trip, during which Falcon Ron did not even once cease to speak of matters relevant only to him, you reach your destination. Anyways, thanks guys, and remember what I said, these things I got here, you got dibs on them. If you come visit me and Dad, that is, now we'll be going to be seeing you, okay? Whether from Falcon Ron's ceaseless drivel or the ill effects of his cargo, everyone is left feeling out of sorts. Oh! We do 5 less damage with every dunk. That's gonna hurt. That's actually gonna make things difficult. Hey guys, thanks again for helping me and my dad back there. Really owe you one. So it's promised I got something really, really good in stock right here. Pause it for dramatic fact, then reveals to you the sacred artifacts, Black Hoof, Black Heart, Black Claw. 100% more stamina than usual, but cannot grasp the orb. One of the 3 sacred remnants of a thrice-cursed demon who roamed the downside in a state of madness. After getting banished, Bear either returns with infinite stamina or as a fast-moving howler. Huh. That one actually doesn't sound terrible. Doesn't sound terrible. The bear's aura remains while grasping the orb, but cannot be cast. This one is the one that seems like not worth it at all because you just can't pick up the orb. So, I mean, you can play defense, but these actually seem good. Just, you know, cursed. The eminent with energy. That cannot possibly be completely healthy. Nice, huh? You got first dibs on these bad boys. I can tell you what, they're going to go fast. I have a feeling that those were, what was it not? Oh, they're cheap, which is not a good sign that they're cheap. I'm just gonna let you keep those. As much as they could be very good, I'm gonna win without them. We'll see us again, guys. Oh, hello. Flagging fungus occasionally produces foul-tasting mushrooms that are strangely satisfying to flag from. Oh. Well. Another thing, I suppose. Bit of Melith. If there is one celestial landmark in which I would never again wish to tread, unless of course the stars beseech me to it, it has to be the pit. 'Twas dark in there beyond all reckoning. If not for Melith's sorceress lantern, all of us, we all would have been lost. What lies within the pit is not to be invoked, although I have no doubt our goodly Underking shall be unable to prevent himself from boasting how Melith sealed it there for an entire age. The thing yet lies there, on the edge of death, though its connection to the stars gives the pit significance. Walk there with courage and a steady mind. I wanted to double check. Let's give this to Faye. We need all the damage we can get right now. The rest are pretty much covered because I want to try and have Wolfred and Bertrude having their combo with the married bands. I have no idea how this is gonna go. Whatever. Okay. But yeah. I think I'm gonna quick sell this. Keep everything else on hand. Yeah. I think with that, I'm gonna call it quits for the night. It's pretty late. I need to get my heck butt to sleep. But thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. I appreciate it. I know these streams aren't the most active, but God, I'm getting so invested in this story. So invested in this story, and really, I enjoy the mystical basketball a lot. We'll see how it works out when we probably get all 12 of the difficulty modifiers and try to and try to play a single match with all of them on. Let's see. We got a Gam playing Minecraft. Got Pell. Making smart. Liz doing Goose. And playing some regular. I don't know. You guys have any preferences on who to raid? I don't know. I feel like I've raided all of them relatively recently. So I think Liz was probably the most recent. I was up for watching a goose fuck around. That's also very true. That's also very true. Goose times are always fun. We can listen. Yeah. Thanks everyone so much for hanging. I appreciate it. But yeah. I will not be around this weekend. I'll be visiting back home, the parentals. So yeah, I won't be around for the neighborhood watch block party, but I might hopefully be able to find some free time here and there that I can stop by and say hi to people. But then I'll be back on Monday, and we'll be playing through more Pyre. Things are really starting to pick up pace. Yes, I'll watch me. Things are starting to really pick up pace in the story, so we're going to hopefully be able to finish this sometime next week. But yeah. And thank you for the birthday wishes for the Zipapa and the retirement as well. But yeah, thank you so much. Have yourselves a wonderful night, a wonderful weekend. And yeah, let's give some love to Liz. Wish her well in her goose escapades. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.